Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? I thought we would do a mining stream today, kind of like we do on Lyria. I just wanted to check a couple of things before we got started, and that is looking really good. So into the game we go. And yeah, just a little prospector mining on Lyria to get the day started. How you doing? Welcome aboard. We'll do a little pre-flight here. Alrighty, take a look at the Prospector. I am using the Atlas drive today, and the FLTRXL and a couple of Brants to get the day started. And it's going to be a fairly routine day here as we kind of get our feet and get started. Alright, pad 2. We are on Arc L1 and we're headed over to Lyria now. So off we go. Absolutely beautiful day here in Michigan. Couple fluffy clouds up there. It's cold, I mean, obviously. Excuse me. I tried to reach for the mute button there, and I didn't hit it, so I apologize for that. Didn't mean to blow your ears out. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous day today. Sunny, lovely out. We've recovered from the icy earlier of the week. We did get quite a bit of ice. And beautiful morning to do a mining stream. Quiet here at the house, and off we go. So, as I've been listening to my stream, one of the things that kind of makes me chuckle, and I have the clickiest keyboard ever. And I think some people love a clicky keyboard and some people don't. I fall in the first category. I really like my clicky keyboard, and I do understand that sometimes clicks its way into the stream, and you know, I'm always open to some feedback if that bothers anybody. I totally get it. Yeah, I don't know that that's not going to be a thing. I just thought I'd at least acknowledge it. I can get clicking pretty good, and it doesn't help that it's ultra clicky. It has an ultra clicky sound, so. Anyways, off to ArtCorp we go. Coffee is absolutely delicious this morning. And we'll head over to Lyria and see if we can't find something to get ourselves in trouble with. So I have not seen like Ninetales or Jumptown on any of the servers I've been on the last couple days. I haven't checked the scheduling, so I'm not sure there. The servers have been pretty quiet, which is interesting. As things kind of settle down, maybe, you know, I think the free fly may still be happening, but as things kind of settle down, it will be interesting to see how the Quantanium mining is, you know, kind of post that 3.16.1 patch. A lot of people have come into the stream and said they felt there was a slight downturn. Not that you can't make money mining, not that, you know, not hyperbolic, but just a slight downtick in the. It's really in the amount of time it's taking to locate Quantanium. And I've maybe noticed that myself a touch too. But, you know, that being said, I still made probably in the neighborhood, I think I'm on 8 million now. And last week, not really last week now, but 2 weeks ago, I bought an M2 for 5 million. So really in a couple weeks, I've made 13 million, and I don't play every day, so. Hey, good morning, Sandy. You're saying you can't stay. Good hunting. Can't wait to watch afterwards. Thanks for at least stopping in and saying hi. I appreciate you stopping in. Of course, Sandy, it's always good to see you. And I hope that you have a lovely day. And you can always come back later and watch the stream. That's one of the cool things about these formats is you can kind of always just kind of kick them off when it's convenient, you know, throw them in your headphones. I try to at least give some narration as well. So I appreciate it. Zeron, good morning. How are you, sir? How you been? Yeah, it's nice. You know, as the mining community is kind of built, to see some familiar faces and welcome aboard. And you know, anything you guys want to chat about, let me know. So here we hit you know, Lyria. No surprise there, everybody. As we get kind of orientated here, I'll just kind of wiggle around until I find, Schubin's probably not bad there. There's the orphanage. That's a little over the rainbow. Let's kind of hit the orphanage and see if that's in dark or not. You know, we don't do a ton of dark mining, but that'd be all right. It's been a minute since I've been to the orphanage, and I think I'd like to go around that way anyways. She's still in the sun to touch. That's all right. My phone is definitely not broken. That's actually a really good point that you're making, though. I need to grab my QuantCalc phone. It's the one thing. I have an extra phone. I have an iOS phone, but I bought just kind of a smaller phone for you know, for running QuantCalc, because it's only in the Google Play Store right now, is because it's an early release. So I did grab that guy and I have it handy. So thanks for the reminders, Aaron. You contributed significantly to the stream already. I can actually use the tool that I talk about so much. So I'm switching to mouse and keyboard here. I always kind of do that when I go mouse mining here, when I go mousing. And Darkside, good morning. It's my time here. It's about, great question. It's about 10:45 a.m. So it's still pretty, you know, not terribly early, but it's early, and it's a morning stream. And Four and I have been talking a little bit. I think we're gonna, for the morning streams, we're gonna keep it Quantanium and coffee. Sometimes maybe for the night streams, we might call it Quantanium and wobbly pops, which you can look up what wobbly pop means in Canadian slang. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. Oh yeah, Zeron. He says he's tried to reach out to me about my car's extended warranty because it's ended. The funny thing is, Zeron, you've been blowing up my phone, man. You know, it's probably one of those reasons why I've been leaving it off. Yeah, man, my phone has been. Yeah, you call a lot. It's true. That's funny. So we're doing our thing here, getting settled down on Lyria. You know the drill. If you hang out on the stream often, we like to get about 300 off the deck and just kind of cruise around and see if we can't find stuff to mine. So hey, good morning there. Good morning, Four. How are you, sir? I didn't want to wake you up. I know it's early your way. You must be up having some breakfast. So and Darkside 666 says 5:45 his time, this side of the world. 5:45. So that's probably got to put you at least somewhere in, you know, in the eastern part of Europe, Darkside? I can't remember exactly where you are. I have to remember that. James Glover. Hi, I was wondering how you would, how you can see the top monitors. Is that a POV setting? James, that's an excellent question. So I think what that has to do with is, and I'll show you here, it's field of view settings. That's the wrong thing. If I hit escape and I hit options, and there are these graphics, and you have these you have the field of view setting, field of view here. I think that has to do, like, if you toggle your resolutions and mess around with the field of view, it definitely can get you in a spot where you set it to the highest resolution you can set. In my case, I can actually go 5120 by 1440. There's some doublers there. I'm not even just and if you toggle that field of view, it will help, definitely. ESO. What is ESO, Zeron? I can't remember. I should know this. I feel like I should know this, but will you remind me? Is that Elder Scrolls Online? That's what I'm thinking. I actually played that like when it was in its beta phase and really liked it. You know, quite a bit. I like ESO. If it's Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, right off the bat, look at this. Oh, it's only an 8%er, but in a good 6,000 mass, but an 8%er. And another 14%er and an 8,000 mass. Couple large mass rocks there for sure, 6 and 8,000s. But nothing in our wheelhouse there as far as percentages go. Yep, Elder Scrolls Online. I thought it was that. I played ESO, like I said, kind of in its beta, and as it kind of went live for the first few weeks, and really did like the game. I can't remember exactly why I pivoted away from it. But it seems like I had some kind of a fire build that could really just it was kind of a glass cannon, but it was really kind of cool how you could just go in and kind of clear things out. There's a lot of AoE fire damage, I remember. I don't remember exactly. I haven't played ESO in a long time. James Glover says, I only have a 1080p monitor and 100 field of view, and it was still not good when the monitor upgrade, it seems. You know, I would at least say, James, toggle it, even if you can toggle it down to 720, and then change the field of view, and then keep monkeying with it a little bit. You know, like, do some toggling, because it can get messed up. It can get where you're very squashed against the UI, and I understand what you're meaning there. So yeah, I could understand what you're saying when it is really squashed and it's like it's really bright, James. It gets fuzzy and it is off-putting. So still toggle. If there's other settings you can set it to, do set it, and then toggle that field of view and see if there's some way for you to get it cleaned up. You know, because I think sometimes it gets a kick in the pants, even if it's just not necessarily a higher resolution. I would at least try toggling it and see if that helps, James. And let me know if it does. You know, you can always come back to the channel and let me know, because I've had a couple other people ask me about that, and that's what I usually tell them. There's some doublers. Darkside says, in the belt and the mole, see CRUL1 and currently under... Oh! So, on your server, Darkside, it definitely sounds like... and I was saying earlier, I haven't seen Ninetales happening. But it does sound like on your server, Ninetales is happening. So, that's what that illegal blockade is, and you can make pretty good money running medical supplies, and that's actually a fun mission when the servers are working right. Significantly better than it used to be. Yeah, James, give it a try for sure. You know, James said he's going to just give it a try. Just toggle it, adjust the field of view. Toggle it, adjust the field of view. See if you can get lucky there, and then let me know for sure, because it's a question I get asked a lot about the Prospector UI, and I'd like to get some feedback on that. So this is a 5200 mass. It's going to be a 4%er. And this is a 3800 mass at a 7%er. So if you're still on, are you around today? Could I toggle out and get you on board? Do you have time? You want to chat? If so, I'll get you on board. Don't want to take up your Saturday morning, though. We are looking around here for something to mine. So Xeron is asking a question: how does the blockade work in this game? What it is they've set up these quantum dampeners, and the quantum dampeners are. So what'll happen is when you go into CRUL1, you'll be further away from you have to fly into it. You can't like quantum all the way to it. There's some doublers right there too, and so. Then you can participate in the event. It's always a good idea to fly into CRUL1, you won't be able to do that second quantum into it. You want to set your your respawn imprint there, and then go out and just kind of do whatever it is they need. Sometimes they're in a phase where they need medical supplies. And then you know, they get into a phase where there's some combat stuff, and I don't know it all is probably as closely as some of the combat players, but yeah. Sure. Give me, just let me know when you're ready, and then what I will do is I'll actually set the BRB on the channel for a second, and we'll get you on board, and then we'll come back. So it will only be just, you know, we'll just have a brief interruption to the stream, and we'll get you on board, and you know, that makes me happy. I didn't like I said, it was early, and I didn't want to, you know, weren't sure you were around, so. Awesome. So here's a couple doublers. We'll get in here and see what they now this could be a halfway decent rock. 19%er, kind of a working man's rock there, and I will use QuantCalc on that one to at least give you an idea of the percentages. That's a 7400 mass, and this is going to be around 7%. Yep, that's what it is. So Xeron says, what about setting up an occupational military force? Xeron, the blockade is actually it's part of it's like an NPC thing that's part of the event. Dark side, I see you kind of maybe redoing your message there. No problem there. So let me grab QuantCalc, and I'll give you an idea. This is a 3800 mass, 3858 really, and I will just pull up QuantCalc real quick. And it was 3858, and it looks like this is a 19%er. Yeah. That is 14 SCU in there. So not quite what we're looking for. It's only 14 SCU. I have kind of a 15 SCU minimum. And so we'll keep moving on. Alrighty. So where is the sun? Let's kind of look towards the sun. It is that way. Alright, let's fly this way a little bit. We want to kind of get back on towards the sun, but we definitely don't want to travel over the exact ground that we went before. So yeah, just cruising around on Lyria. Okay, yep, force ready. So here's what I'm going to do, and I don't do this often, but I am going to set a BRB. It's just going to be a flag, and it's going to take me probably about maybe 30 seconds to a minute to get 4 on board here. So let me do that. If you guys hang tough, I'm just going to sit right here. I'm going to set the BRB, and I will be right back. And as soon as I get him on board, hopefully will take less than a minute or so. Be right back. Yo. You hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Gonna mute your channel here. There we go. I got this one going.
Let me know when you see it.
Alright.
Looking good?
I'm looking good.
All right. I think that should have it. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on the stream here and make sure we're getting back on track. Still says BRB there. Ah, there it goes. Well, welcome aboard, 4. How are you?
Doing real good. How are y'all this morning?
Awesome. So we are on Lyria, and whenever we have a chance to get 4 on board for the streams, they're always funner, better. He's can give more perspective to the questions, and we like to do that. So thanks everybody for waiting, and off we go. All right, so we are kind of tangling with the orphanage today a little bit, and didn't find anything right off the bat, but
Okay. I like orphanage. That's where I usually head to.
yes.
Kind of my top choice anyway.
I kind of flew away from the sun for a bit, so I want to fly back towards the sun, but I don't want to tread the same ground that I was treading before.
That's understandable. Kind of make a 90-degree on a tangent, hey?
Yes, exactly. Just kind of turn in that direction and heading that way, and off we go. All right, there's a single there, and keep an eye on her for a minute.
You're going to be awfully tired of mining by the end of tonight.
You know, I'm excited about tonight for sure. I think it's
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. You know, obviously it's that's gonna be. I don't think those are doublers. They're too far apart. Plus, there's 2 icons.
Yeah, it might be too far apart. Might be worth a check, though.
It might be worth a check. I mean, it is interesting. You don't normally get 2 icons there. I'm not seeing the orange striping on them though.
No, I think they're a little too far apart.
Yep, they're not. Sometimes a visual cue there is not a bad idea when it's the one. It's kind of they, you know, doublers spawn very close to each other usually, you know, but never a bad idea to just kind of get a visual if you're on the fence.
Definitely.
Look at the gem icon pop up at that distance. It's crazy. That is crazy.
So new update now. There, it's being my new computer's being assembled right now.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we can assemble it in the shop and send it out, and it's even Dell Canada, so I don't have to worry about going across any borders.
That is fantastic. Yeah, that's cool. And you know, it's interesting. You know, and I don't know why I wouldn't know it or whatever, but I didn't know there was a Dell Canada. So, you know,
I'm
in that
pretty
capacity.
sure we ordered from a Canadian website and it's coming from a Canadian address. So, you know what I mean? That's
Interesting.
good.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Boy, there's a lot
Unless I misread something, but I'm pretty sure. So that's cool. Anyways, that should be shipping, and said they're still on track for the shipping date, which is less than 2 weeks. So we should be rocking and rolling.
That is awesome. Yeah, and then as soon as you get in, I know we got, you know, we're gonna grab a mole and we'll be ready to do some more mole mining too. So
Some mole mining. I think we should get that rock and bring out that M2 of yours and try to run a rock platform.
I definitely see an ROC mine in our future as well. I'd like to maybe do the ROC mine with the Prospector, do the rock popping, and just have the, you know, even if we do maybe half the stream one way and half the stream the other or something, you know.
Yeah, if we get 3 guys together, we could do rock and prospect. I guess one guy could just run a cutlass and a rock, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then all you gotta do is scoop and
Yeah, and have the Prospector just pop and look for the next nodes, and
I mean, as far as that goes, that prospector could be hanging out the back of that cutlass. If you aren't close enough, we wouldn't even have to drive rock off the back.
yeah, well, that's exactly right.
Just scooping, right?
Yeah, you could just scoot, load it up, and then fly off and split up again, and
Would never have to, like I say, would never have to even unload the ROC. You could probably, as long as you backed it on, had your mining laser headed out the back, put your ass into that cutlass right next to the rock you're about to scoop, and you wouldn't even have to drive off, I don't think.
oh, that's something we should certainly give a try. I'd like to do it. I think that's the way that a lot of folks were doing it with that Nomad or whatever, you know, it was just kind of...
yeah, the pickup truck of the skies.
Yeah, exactly. Just backing her up and kind of, you know, just having a guy just kind of back in a little bit and, You know, and then using the laser out the back.
The old Chevy Nomad.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. Alright, so these guys are being a little grumpy about letting me scan them, so we'll just kind of do what we do. We'll fly in here, and there we go. That's going to be a 2,700 at 2%. That's not going to do it.
That won't cut the mustard.
Not at all. And then we'll take a look at this guy. This is going to be a 7,000 mass at 5.62. So, not what we're looking for.
I get that QuantCalc loaded up if you like. I can run QuantCalc for you.
That would be awesome.
Once we find something worth QuantCalcing.
Boy, this is a beautiful area. I mean, interesting hues on the ground floor here.
I like that there's lots of low hills around Orphanage. It's not craggy rock mountains, you know, where there's nothing in them. It's a lot of foothill stuff.
Yeah, no, it's
lots of mineralization.
Yeah, this is a real good looking spot for sure.
Not always lots of clusters, but lots of mineralization nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. Pretty place to fly too. Hey, looks like there's might be some doublers. Ooh, 2 sets of doublers. Plot thickens.
All right.
2 sets of doublers. Pretty close to each other too. Alright, do the same thing here. Kind of sneak in on this one, and there they pop. There's this one here. This is going to be a 5,600 mass at 3%.
Boo.
And this guy.
It's the right mass, wrong percent.
Good mass, yep, for sure. 8,400 mass at 2%. That's a big rock, by the way.
We didn't want 2% anyway, but 8,400 would have been pretty massive.
8,400 would have been pretty massive, for sure. All right, there's a 7,800 at 5%, 6% maybe, 5 something. Hey, and this is going to be a 3,000 at 3.66%. So we haven't found the whale yet.
Oh, not so good. That's right, they're out there.
They are out there. It's always one of those things, you never know how long, you know. I like to, you know, do the stream where I normally mine a couple of things, but you never know. You just never know how long it takes to locate stuff. And I don't do any kind of pre-looking at all. One of these days I will load ComJammer up and you know, then that's the alt account, and maybe have him do some scouting around and maybe test the theory of throwing him in some Nabokov and kicking him out and making him sit with the stuff.
That'd be awesome. Once I get my rig back, I can always run a scout for you beforehand if you need to.
Well, yeah, or we can do some moling, or just, you know, even if we're running around in 2 prospectors.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because if we find that you know, that 8,000 uni at 70, you know, that'll load both of us up.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Which I think would be fun to do one time. Archer, good morning. How are ya? Welcome aboard the stream this morning. We know it's early. Hope you got some coffee. Well, early for some of us, I should say.
Plenty of doublers around here, though.
Plenty of doublers, yeah.
Any kind of percentage yet, but...
Now that is a 55-19 at 33.35%. That might be worth mining.
33.5, you said?
Yep.
36.9 SCU.
36.9 SCU. Looks like Archer was our good luck today. Hey, it's 4 p.m. So, yeah, it's morning here in the States. You know, and not terribly early in the morning, I should say, at this point. It's probably getting close. It's a little after 11 a.m., so.
I'd say Archer's in Europe.
I'd say Archer is in Europe. Maybe Englandish? I don't know if I was guessing. Maybe some a little further. So look at this guy. I know, let's swing around here. Tucked right up against the wall there. A little bit of that's buried. Quite a bit of that guy's buried, as a matter of fact. Well, it'll be interesting to see how she breaks up. But we're going to break her up nonetheless. There's a lot of Quantanium in this rock. Can't really get an excellent perspective. I'm just going to use the grays of this hill here to get a little contrast. He says he's 5 hours in the future. Archer says, I'm 5 hours in the future. Yes, you are. What's it like over there? Has the world calmed down?
Don't tell me what happens, because I want to be surprised.
Yeah. I want to put... Let me tell me who wins something important so I can put a bet down. Doe, good morning. It's 10 a.m. there. Oh, well, it must be Central Time where you're at, Doe. How are you? Good morning. Welcome aboard the stream. Oh, Archer says he is on Lyria this morning, but probably not on my server. Fair enough. Lyria is a good place to be. Good as place as any if you're looking for Quantanium.
That's where all the cool kids hang out.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I need to probably tuck in here and get a little better range. There we go. This is a 5,500 mass, so it will get there, but it will take a moment. So, scooch this way. Let's get this right in there on her. Archer says, yeah, the war's still going on, but they're not exchanging nukes yet, which is, yeah, there's always some upside. Tough situation, that. So we're about 50% or so through. Through this, and it will take a little while to build energy into it because it is a 5,500 mass. So they're built. Do you have a target date that it's supposed to show up for?
So I'm not sure the last one. The very last time, well, the very first time when we ordered it, they had said March 17th, but that had changed, so I'm not sure exactly when, but it's got to be before the 17th. So
that's awesome. And if they're building it, then it probably won't take them long to get that part of it done and get it out to you.
I would say a couple days to assemble it and then get it shipped. As soon as I see a shipping label for it, then we know we're laughing.
Yep. And if I were to guess, I bet you maybe it would be surprise me if it got any, Wednesday, Thursday, you probably hear something on it. A couple of days to get her queued up and assembled.
So it's getting shipped to one's place because he put it on his credit card for me because I have no credit. My mama won't even lend me money.
Fair enough.
And so he put it on his, and I'll pay him cash. So it's coming to his house. Unfortunately, he's going to be gone out of town, so he's not even going to be around for the inaugural flight of it. But once he gets back in 2 weeks, then he's going to come check it all out.
He's going to be away for work for a little bit?
Yeah, he'll be away at work for a couple weeks. He's working nights for 2 weeks. So.
Gotcha.
Where's the Canadian? I'm in Medicine Hat, Alberta there, Archer. Just north of the border. I know I always joke about being so cold up here and this and that, but it's not all that much different than you guys. We call it the banana belt in here, so it's the sunniest city in Canada. It's actually really good weather around here.
All right, let's see how much of this. I like that. The little mustard popped her out of there. It's got this piece kind of running wild over here. Well, that's going to end up being a 28%er. Okay, and that's mostly that guy. And that is going to be probably a 41%er. So she broke up kind of dirty, it looks like, which is fine. This is going to probably have a little in it. Yeah. A little in it.
Oh yeah, I got a uni yesterday. That's all right.
Doe, nicely done.
Quick 250 grand in your pocket.
There's a 51%. Let's see where I can get at this other. There's this one down here. Oh, I can just get on it right there. How much is it? The real question is how much is in this guy? All right, 28%. So it's not terrible. But anyways, I got a lot of rocks to break.
But you do have to break just about every rock.
Yeah, I do. I think there's only the one great big one there at the bottom. I don't. So yeah, a lot of rocks to break. Now here's the good news though. When there's some of these like 20, this is a 28%er. If you notice, the instability is south of 1.75. So I should be able to, now you got to, you got to be on your toes a bit. But I should not necessarily have to burn brants for all these. If I take my time and keep flirting around kind of with 30% and in there. And you don't keep in mind you'd rather have it just fall out than overcharge.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I kind of try and keep it around to between 30 and 50%. If it starts getting up like it's marching up there a little bit, I'll pull her back down. It looks like we're going to have a clean break on this first one, and we didn't use a consumable at all. And 1.75 instability is kind of my... It's kind of my threshold, if you will. This is just a 3%er here. I could probably fall asleep on this rock, and we'd be all right. You roll that out of there just a touch, though. Yellow icon was in my way right there. Alright, we'll settle back down here, and should be a fairly easy break on this guy. It'll be interesting to see how much we can scoop here out of this,
just to get this one out of the way, this 3%er, or just to try to get your little 30 pieces of silver. What do you think?
I really, that's an excellent question. I was really hoping like it would fall away a little bit like it's doing. Just gonna try and, there's a 28%er right there, so I'm gonna try and get some relief on that guy before I actually try and break it.
Yep. Doya says he rode his bicycle to Medicine Hat. Stayed in the hostel on the way to Prince Rupert. I didn't even know there was a hostel in Medicine Hat.
Nice. That's
pretty cool.
If I was a little younger, I think the hostel way would have been a great way to travel. I'm obviously getting to be at least halfway there. I probably have sentenced myself to at least a bad hotel room.
Oh, I've seen some rough ones, man. Tell you what.
Some rough hostels?
No, just hotels.
Oh yeah. Oh, my stars in heaven. You're right about that.
I've been working oil field since I was 18 years old enough to do it, living out of a suitcase for about 10 years before I finally settled down. And man, did I see some seedy, shady outback hotels. Oh my god. you want to put a poly tarp down over the bed.
That's actually a good idea. I might start carrying one with me.
Right? At least a poncho.
Yeah. I don't do a whole lot of traveling. A good friend of mine was born the same year I was, and we're both turning 50 this year. And I think we're going to go down to Cabo San Lucas in July. It's going to be hotter than the blazes there.
I would say, why wouldn't you do that in the winter time?
Well, it's just because it's around our birthdays.
Oh, because of the birthdays. Gotcha. I was going to say, escape some winter a little bit.
Yeah, he came to this earth, into this earth in July, and I came into this earth in August, and so heck yeah. So, but I've never been to like Cabo or any place like that before, so. And some of it will have to, I guess it will depend on whether or not, so you have to meet certain requirements to fly or whatever.
Yeah, there's certain requirements for me to fly to, especially to the States. I don't meet them.
Yeah, that's
less criminal record.
Certain requirements. It's funny. My wife said we don't even have passports, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. I don't think I've ever had a passport.
I've never had one. The only time I ever been on an airplane, I was 13, and my parents took me with me, and we didn't need them at the time. So I was traveling with my parents. I only needed an ID, so never had a passport in my life.
Don't have to break that one. Yeah, and I've only been to Canada myself, so.
Well, I can't say that. The only time that I've ever took off in a plane and landed in a plane, but yeah, there was one time where that didn't quite happen.
Oh, that's true. You did. You didn't land that one time in the plane. Neither did your dad?
Nope, Dad didn't either.
That's awesome. Now this is a 198 instability. I might have to cook up the brand for this one. It's she can swing as wild as the optimal window, just about, and you can tell it's a little more volatile. We'll see if we can hold her. And you absolutely. One thing I will say is you don't have to use the brands. I use them more because if you look how much it fell out there, I use them more because they swing so wild. So it's more for just efficiency as far as time goes. You can mine all this stuff without consumables. Now, is it a little more harrowing? Absolutely. Do you need to be a little more turn off the laser when it gets into the overcharge? Probably. But you don't have to use those consumables. It's more about efficiency versus the cost is so insignificant compared to what you're hauling in that I abuse them. Ice Cold, welcome to the stream. Not a name I recognize. Appreciate you stopping on by. And he says hello from upstate New York. How are you, Ice Cold? If you have questions or anything, yeah, feel free to ask. You'll find we love answering anything about Star Citizen or anything else you want to talk about.
Yeah, mining related or otherwise. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Funny little story about jumping out of a plane, and so my old man took my kids up to Calgary to the Calgary Tower, and said once they got to the top there, he come back and he told me, yeah, we're not going skydiving again. I guess it triggered a little anxiety for him. He was getting flashbacks of jumping out of that plane. So yeah, we were planning on going again this summer, but yeah, he said that's off.
That's funny. I asked my dad was a paratrooper. He fought in Vietnam. He trained in Germany, actually. He loved Germany. He loved being there a lot. And he was in the 100 and boy, I'm going to mess this up. I think it's the 173rd Airborne, 172nd Airborne. I should know that, and I apologize. But it was that it wasn't like it was the higher number Airborne, right? It was 173rd, I think, Airborne Division. Boy, he's going to strangle me if he ever hears this and I'm wrong. But he, oh, look at that. Nope. Okay, we didn't lose her. She was swinging wild. Let's kind of get her back up there. I don't want to lose it all. And I asked him one time, because he had 180 some... But she's jumping funny. He had 180 some jumps out of the air, just training or whatever in Airborne. And I said to him one time, I'm like, were you scared the first time you jumped out of an airplane? And he said, no, I wasn't scared the first time at all. He's like, they got you so jacked up or whatever, but he's like, I was scared as hell the second time.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, kind of after you know what's coming, I think, it's like, I'm sure it can get, I'm sure, and it's a lot of guys going out of those planes, and it would be interesting. All right, well, this is going to be an interesting scoop. I'm going to have to do a lot of discerning lasering here to. Well, my first guy that had nothing in it. Well, hopefully these purples broke up a little better than these. Well, that's not a good sign. 21% are there. At least I want to start on a hundo. Nothing there.
One of the guys from our crew, 74, was just asking about it. I told him to go and check out Space Shorts. So
nice.
Let's see.
All right, there's nothing hundo in that first pile up there. There's stuff, but there's nothing hundo in there. Hey! Well, there's at least a happy beginning.
Gotcha. We'll get this party started.
Yeah, that's exactly. Find at least a hundo to get rolling on. That's a nothing burger. And the last couple nights I've had a work dinner, and we went to this place called Pearls, and it's like a New Orleans. They make like New Orleans kind of food there, like jambalaya and stuff. It's kind of a weird, place in northern Michigan, but they have really good food there, and it was fantastic. And then I was up on the peninsula yesterday, and ended up going to the Jolly Pumpkin, which is another two nice restaurants in a row for me. It's like I have been to two nice restaurants in the last decade. And life somehow got me to two nice restaurants 2 nights in a row. I was like, holy smokes, man, I could get used to this. Except for it's nice when other people are paying.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like a shaved tail Louis. 74 is actually Archer on here, and I forgot that. My memory's so goddamn bad.
Oh, Archer, you know what? I forgot that too. And that's funny. 74. Well, that's one of the things we laugh about in the org a lot. It's like we know each other by. We start knowing each other by kind of the numbers and not necessarily the names. And it will be people that I've been in the org with for a long time will be like, "Who is VVV?" It's like it's 72. Oh, I didn't. So yeah, that's one of the things that happens, Archer. It's so funny. Well, welcome aboard, and thanks for hanging out. That's for sure. Hey, there's a hundo. What do you know? There's another one in here. Pretty good sized one too. I am gonna be picking at the edges here, folks. This isn't gonna be easy. Goodness gracious. This filter is going to earn it.
Keep an eye on your time at least, and you'll get through it.
Yeah, I've got 13 minutes here, and if I have to start going to... That's a 24%er. Have to remember that's down there. Now, I know that whole pile to the left has got it. That's a 5%er. There's a lot of them that broke down underneath there. I might have to clear one of these just to kind of make some room. That's a 92%er. Let's start with that.
Maybe you'll roll something out of the way.
Right. Okay. Well, bought us a little wiggle room there.
Try to fly around for a different angle if you had to, I guess.
Good idea. Is that a hundo? Hey. All right, so we're getting about half the stuff on board. Good idea to kind of re-angle a bit. See if we can't get ourselves a little bit more. There's a 41%er. I'm actually just going to grab that guy. Not, I knew we weren't, at some point they just didn't break clean enough to do too much better than that. Let's just kind of see how we're doing. Okay, so there's a 31%er. There's one under there. It doesn't look like there's a way to get it at all. You can see it right under there, but I definitely don't see a way to get at it. No, that big boy just was Garbola.
Bo says Uni yesterday was so good you left hundos behind. That must have been a big rock then, or really high percentage.
All right, so we're gonna kind of come back over here and start scooping up whatever we can get our hands on. Well, at least a lot of the nerd is gonna get filtered here. Won't be as bad. I don't like it, but maybe.
Oh yeah, bought the in-game the mole. Absolutely, that's a good idea.
Yeah, good job,
good
bro.
on you. Congratulations. So you'll enjoy that. That'll be a lot of fun.
That's a 66. All right, we are struggling here. Woo, boy. Well, we crossed 16 SCU. So, not, you know.
It's better than a kick in the ass of the frozen muckluck.
Heck yeah. I mean, once, you know, we should be able to. There's 16%er. What about this guy here?
Seems like something was missing there because it was 39% to start with. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, 39 SCU. Should have been 39 SCU to start with. So, almost seems like something's underground. You know?
Well, there is a big chunk right there underground. I can see it. Oh, here's a little edge piece. What did this guy have in it? Anything? Ooh. Some edge case there. I think there's some, maybe one or two under here. I'll have to kind of... There's a 78%er. That's... Boy, look at the Quantanium. It seemed like it rolled back. I was over 15 SCU, and now I'm not. Am I wrong?
It's too small for me to read on your screen. But
well, now it was up to 16 and a half, but it was... I know it was over 15 per minute, and that's fine. That's funny. Hey, there's something falling there. Keep an eye on the time here. That's a 24%er. We'll just grab it. Sad part is a lot of that's barrel, so that's... Okay, that's nothing.
Well, you're almost full up now.
That's a 31%er. Not ideal. She didn't break that clean. 21 SCU out of that. Oh, there's a 61%er. So, you know, I probably could have been a touch more patient and did a little better there. You know, and that's it's a lesson, right? I mean, but this one broke up really dirty. And that's okay. That happens sometimes. I mean, that's just the way it goes. We're not going to sneeze at 21 SCU. And off we go.
Yeah, that's all right. That's, what, 180-something thousand probably for AUEC?
Nah, it's definitely not bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get a little sip of coffee here and look at the stream a little bit again. Oh, so Doe says, I'm running the Brant, filter, and extract now. I like the way the extract speeds up the extracting. Ah, nice. Is that the XTR, Doe? The XTR XL? I think I put two FLTR XLs. You know, sometimes when I kit the mole and I have one scooper on it, I'll put two FLTR XLs and one XTR XL on there to kind of offset the scooping speed.
Yeah, that filter drops at about 30% on your scooping speed. That extract speeds it up. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I haven't looked at it.
It definitely helps offset, especially when you double up on that one laser.
Oh, sure. Yeah, then you're 60% slower. And yeah, no, that makes sense. Until you get through 94 SCU in that mole, that's, you know, that could be the difference between making it and not.
Absolutely. Right. So that took a minute or two, but that's okay. Got 20 SCU on board, and we'll get that job started, and then we will think about where we want to head next. We can hit the Halo, we can hit Walla, We could go back to Lyria. I am okay to do whatever. Hey, good morning, Mr. Azai. How are you, sir?
Mr. Azai. Another member from our crew. This is going to turn into Spectre Fleet Channel here.
Yeah, we're blessed with that. All right. In we go. The nice things about those FLTRs is just kind of like in the situation I was in, where not every rock had a lot of inert in it, but a couple of them did. So, you know, I think that's a very, you know, there's a really nice advantage to using the FLTR XL for sure. It absolutely can. And the other day I was not going to get a uni. I ended up getting a uni. I was real close, and it filtered. I think it filtered out. It just took the Quantanium on board. So I was like in the last 0.2 or 0.3 of getting the uni or whatever, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to get a uni. This is like a 94%er I was on, and the filter actually saved the uni. So yeah, that was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, that worked out. That was good fun.
Mr. Azai says he's in need of coffee. I hope I'm not slurping it too. I know I've been slurping coffee here a little bit. I'll try not to slurp in everybody's ear. But yes, it's definitely not every morning for me. I absolutely need a cup of coffee, but this morning I did. I slept in a little extra and kind of woke up, and what time is it? Why didn't anybody
wake? Quantanium time.
Yes, it was definitely going to be Quantanium and coffee time today. And tonight will be a little bit more Quantanium and wobbly pop, but not till after we get get rolling and get safe. Wow, first alarm only right now? I definitely should have been a little more discerning maybe on that. You always hate to see that, where you kind of grabbed a 31%er and just kind of had a little bit left and looked over to the left and there's a 60%er. It's like, yeah, could have did a little better job there. But, it's one of those things that really broke up dirty, and there was a lot of it down underneath the ground, and it is what it is. Not every run's a uni.
And I mean, it depends too on which side of the coin you wanna go on. I mean, there's quantity over quality, or vice versa, right? I mean, you get your shit done quick and you get more runs in per day, or you do less runs per day and you maybe get more Quantanium on each run.
And it's all kind of rolling the dice. It all depends on what you find, and and I agree with you 100%. That is awesome. Archer saying, if you explode, you lose your modules. That's absolutely correct. If you do explode, if you have to claim, you do lose your modules. You lose your FLTR XLs, that type of thing. I remember we did this mission with a mole one time where we had the mole as these lasers. We were actually trying to hunt players on the ground with the mole lasers. And I forgot to take off 2 FLTR XLs in the XTR. And, we had been chasing the players around all night, kind of killing them or trying to kill them with mining lasers. And it was all for fun. Everybody was on board with it. And at the end of the night, that we decided to just kind of let them shoot the moles. And I didn't say anything to the org, but I'm like, that's going to be 120,000 or 180,000 lots. It's like, it was all right. I had plenty there, but I ended up having to replace those 3. I forgot to take them off where we did that mission, and it was like, oh.
I think even if you have your ship parked somewhere and you claim it to come to another place, like let's say we're on Arc L1 and my mole is parked there. If I go over to Crew L1, decide that I'm going to go for a little jaunt through the air and halo and claim my ship over to Crew L1, I believe you still lose your modules then as well.
You do. If you claim, you lose your modules. That's exactly right. 4 is exactly right, and that is exactly right. So, Thematic, welcome to the channel. How are you? Where do you mine? At a belt? Good questions. And to speak to a couple of them there, I have been mining mostly on Lyria lately. That's a really consistent place for Quantanium. And also, we do mine at the Air and Halo. But you can mine anywhere. I mean, you could certainly hit Daymar or Yella or any of the Crusader-style places as well. So lots of different places you can go. But for the most consistent Quantanium, I myself have found Lyria.
Good to have you back.
And then as far as modules being a waste, I do think that there's some merit to the FLT RXL. I definitely think that there's some. Now the consumables, though, I use quite a bit. So, and one of the things I like the fact that people can kind of kit out however they feel comfortable with it. Too, you know, it's one of those things. You know, there's probably a meta where there's perfection or whatever, but I like the fact that people can kind of do it out, you know, kind of feel it out and kind of set things up how they want. All right, so we still got a little bit in the hopper here, 25, 20, 27, so 75 and another. All right, we're doing all right. Thematic says, I used to mine a Calliope, but it's bugged so bad. Those Microtech moons are windy, I find. KSS, good morning. How you doing? KSS says, have you guys noticed the percentages getting that low, or is it a bad day for me? Do you think they changed something like the Matrix?
I'm a big fan of that. I believe that it has changed.
I think, and most people who come to the channel, KSS, are thinking that with 3.16.1, there has been a downturn. It's been hard to discern whether or not, because it's been kind of the rolling jump town. You have jump town, and then you have nine tails, jump town, nine tails. It is hard to say if maybe there's just some kind of a server issue with that. I really do want to wait till, you know, the free flies and the dynamic events kind of die down to make a final determination. You know, have maybe a week of mining without those. But it has seemed to be, since 3.16.1, a slight downturn for sure. And
I mean, the other side of that coin, sorry to interrupt, the other side of that coin could be very realistically a finite amount of Quantanium available at any given time. So, like, if more people are mining this Quantanium out, they're not re-upping fast enough to keep those big percentages going, right? And you know what I mean?
I agree with that 100%. Just like when you go to purchase cargo goods, and they only, you know, you can only get 13 SCU a Laranite, because on every server everywhere, we might have so many people mining in the game that, you know, maybe we've eclipsed this threshold. You know, it's hard to say. Oh, it looks like we got a 3,700 mass at 47%. That's a good one. Let me do my pre-flight here and let's take a look. Where are you thinking? Should we head back over to Lyria or hit the Halo, or got any thoughts on that for?
Yeah, I think we've been having good luck on Lyria here. That didn't take too long. Let's find one more.
All right, let's head back to Lyria. I like it.
So Archer's got 3,700 at 47%. That works out to just under 35 SCU. So that's a full Prospector if it breaks real clean.
If she breaks clean, you bet. That's Unia. You just got. And then Thematic is saying, yeah, he just thought he would jump into a mining stream and ask because it's been a downtick for him. And Thematic, a lot of people have been jumping in and asking that. You're not just the only one. You know, welcome to the channel. And obviously, you know, you can. We always love theorycraft all things mining. So, you know, if you like, you know, if you like the content, like, sub, man, you know, come talk to us now and then. If you're feeling a meta change or something like that, one of the things we have here is an excellent community of people who are like-minded just like you, and who want to know if there are trends and if there are things happening, and and so yeah, come be part of that if you wouldn't mind. I mean, we always love talking to different people who mine, and and I think it's important that we all share that kind of information, and we all can kind of work together and share some. And obviously miners are miners, right? I mean, if you get on a honey hole, you don't have to come tell us about it. But it's always good to share information and kind of work together as a mining kind of collective, and and just to kind of distill it all down. You bet, we've seen a downtick in the percentages. And the time to find, and there's been a whole bunch of other people who have come into the stream who have said the same thing. So, Archer says with his luck, it's going to break dirty. Glass is half full, buddy. Come on now, let's keep. That's how we do it.
Thank you. And please.
Speaking of that, I'm going to sip some more coffee. So back over to Lyria we head. We'll go ahead and take a look and see how we do over there. And I suppose, if you guys will bear with me, because we don't do it often on the stream, but I will mention, shameless plugs, why we quantum here a little bit. We do have a really cool app. It's called QuantCalc. It's at $1. It's not $1 million. It's in its early stages. And it is available on the Google Play Store. There's a link in the description for the chat. It's a great tool, and you'll hear Four kind of use it throughout the stream, to very quickly put in a mass and a percentage of Quantanium, and then it will tell you exactly what SCU is in there. But it does other things too. It will do it over, a cluster. You can add rocks. There's lots of updates coming to it, including refining costs and that type of thing. So, it's a $1 investment. You don't have a lot into it, but it is a very handy tool to have. So I thought I would mention that. I also like to mention SpecterFleet.space at least once per stream. That's our organization. Great group of guys. You don't have to just mine. If you love mining, come mine with us. You don't have to just mine. We have big organizational events. There's plenty of room for Marines, star pilots, big logistic ship flying folks, medical teams. There's all sorts of folks available, and we're growing, and that's been going great. And so I'd like to mention that as well. So, thanks for tuning in. We always mine. That's kind of what we do. For the most part, I think 97% of our stream is us mining, but we're going to do some other things too, some ROC mining and some other things coming up, and a lot of mole mining stuff coming up as well. So let's take a look around here. Yeah, that's Shubin, looks good. We'll just go hit that. SPAL12. You sipping coffee over there for?
Yeah, let's call it coffee.
It's pretty early for wobbly pops, man. Come on. That's funny.
Well, every now and again on a Saturday morning, I enjoy a beer and tomato juice.
You know what? I love a good Bloody Mary. I should have a Bloody Mary one of these mornings. Although my mining might go south. My attitude would go very north.
All right. Guys got to keep in mind, he's still going to be up all day, so you can't have like 10 of them. But
no,
a couple ain't gonna hurt.
No, heck no. I like a good Bloody Mary, especially if it's got a nice. Throw a couple olives in there and a pickle. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to kind of get down here on the deck and see if we can do a little better than the 20 SEU we got the last haul here. So Doe says, I used QuantCalc. It's a good deal. Looking forward to more features. Doe, thank you for the feedback. There's definitely more coming. As a matter of fact, I've looking at kind of the next version of it and have been testing it with the developer, who's just a guy in our org, great guy. And there are some updates coming that are going to be really cool. So I think we were hoping to push those out earlier this week. We just kind of didn't, life being what it was, didn't quite get to it. But those are coming, and you'll see it. That, for your dollar, I will say there's going to be tons of updates. We definitely have other features and things that we want to put in there. So, I appreciate the fact that you've got it and that you've been using it. That's awesome. Thank you so much, truly. All right, I figured I'd just kind of cruise around here and look at these first.
Look along the little hills a little bit. You betcha.
Yeah.
Haven't dropped down on a cluster lately. It's been a while. We're just about due.
Yeah, I didn't see a cluster. I don't think that whole run the last time.
Nope, we didn't see one cluster in the last run.
Couple of doublers and ended up eating a doubler. Boy, she broke up kind of rough too. Woo.
It was pretty ugly.
I don't know that there's not very many times where you have to break. Like there's 8. Like there might have been 7 or 8 rocks, and I had to break down 6 of them. Holy smoker doker doos, man. That's not a clean break. But you know what? We still ended up chewing at least a $1.50 out of it, so we'll be all right with that. Hey, there's some doublers. Off the bat. I like to look at these hills, though, I'll tell you that. Beautiful. This is cool. Go ahead. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Glad that animation isn't long, because I make that mistake now and then. And it's a big flat rock right there.
You betcha.
Alright, I'll go fly towards this other one and see if we can get its attention. Thematic says, could you imagine getting stranded naked on a moon like this? Or even if you were just in your suit, I think it'd be scary. It's like, naked would be over pretty quick, but if you're in your suit and you couldn't get a hold of anybody and you knew you had some time, oh boy. A little time to reflect.
I think that you could probably just about survive naked with just a helmet on, because I think that like the actual temperature on this moon, even though it looks desolate, is pretty temperate.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
It's within plus or minus 20 degrees in a lot of places. Because I know I came out just in a flight suit, and because I had blown up a rock, and so my Prospector was EMP'd.
Oh, that's right.
And I had to get a rescue, and I was standing out beside my Prospector waiting for my pickup, and yeah, I had no problems with survivability.
Wow. Yeah, it would be scary to be space is a scary place. I've always it's always floored me that if you're in space and you're holding your hand out, the one side of it's cooking and the other side of it's frozen. It's pretty unforgiving. For sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I never knew that it was temperate here. Like I had always talked about with, if I ever brought that alt account around, I'd throw them in some Pembroke or something, because it looks cold.
It looks cold, but if you were to land your plane and get out and walk around, I think you'd be all right.
Yeah, that's.
Well, especially when you got your gear on, but I just mean like I say, I was just no flight suit, so.
Right. Here's a couple of single dingle doos. Keep on moving. KSS, are you saying Lyria has an oxygen atmosphere? I didn't know. I actually didn't know that either. I had
no idea.
I should look into those things. You can take your helmet off here. It sounds like.
Could end your stream in a hurry, but just testing these things. But,
Yeah, what if KSS was trolling me? He's like, "Get right out, man. Take it off." That'd be funny as hell. Yeah, that would bring her to a quick end there.
Well, see, I'm a welder, so we'd have a new guy coming, brand new green guy coming out welding, and give him a McDonald's cup and tell him to go behind the welder when he's got sparks flying from the grinder, because we need a spark sample. So he's gonna fill up that McDonald's cup with sparks. And then when you bring them back and it's dust, it's like, no, they have to be live sparks. You got to keep them red. Oh, poor kids.
Look at this conundrum.
All right, what do we got?
2703 at 47%.
I'll look it up, but it's going to be low.
Yeah, I mean, even at 47%. I mean, because that's only going to be 1,300-ish, but that's not quite that. 1,200. That's going to be like 24 SCU-ish. That's just
You're close. 25.4.
Yeah, I mean, there's, so, boy, do I... That's, but I'll tell you one thing. That'll be a quick mine.
Yeah.
That'll be real quick. We probably grab that one and can go back out for one more.
Yeah, try it out. Why not?
So this is an interesting thing, right? It's, of course, the mining gods would never let me get away with flying away from this thing. I'd fly around for 14 more hours looking for something to mine. It's a 47%er, but it's a low mass. It's a 2,700 mass. So, I don't know that we've broken a whole lot of this type up on the channel before, which is fine. KS says, I wouldn't troll you like that. You're my... While you're mining, man. He's laughing. Yeah, I know. It is funny, though. I was just joking. I didn't think you would, but...
I think we're going to come out with a couple purples on this one right off the bat. And probably 2 or 3 sub-yellows.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm going to just kind of mess around here for just a second. Not a whole lot. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time. Could we break this guy at 70%? Doesn't look like it. No. 80? Oh, I bet you we could at 80. Look at, I'm at 79%, and up she goes. That's curious. All right, we'll kind of crank her up now. And you can see, once again, I could use the angle of the sun this time to put the UI into the shadow to give a little more contrast. And I'm going to kind of focus here pretty heavily on the mining part. I know the chat's... You can see I just killed the laser as soon as she jumped up in there. No big deal. And she's holding steady. I'm at 37%. That's why she jumped up in there so quick. I mean, fairly steady at 41%. 45%. It's holding it. I'll end up breaking it at 45. If it doesn't fall out there. She looks like she fell out of touch. I'll get her right back up in there. Easy break. Yeah, this is going to be quick. A lot. I mean, half this rock is... There's a hundo. That's nothing. So I'm gonna. Here's a good opportunity because it's a low mass. Now, Ford and I have talked about this thing where we put what's called putting a little mustard into it, for lack of a better term. Where I'm gonna kind of slightly overcharge this garbage rock to try and get rid of it. Now I don't want to way overcharge it, and I'm gonna keep it around. I don't want to way overcharge it. I want it to fall out. And I want to keep it up there, and I want to try and get it towards the end. She's cooking a little more than I want her to. Not bad, though. Let's see what happens. Oh, I had a little mustard in there. At least she felt...
Even a little bit more, yeah.
Maybe a little bit more next time, yep.
Yeah,
but it did at least help. It broke and fell off there pretty good, so...
New guy here, Evans, is saying, like your stream, thanks very much. How do you get the QuantCalc? We go to the Play Store, and you can download QuantCalc for 99 cents. Yeah, and proceeds help out our organization.
Yeah, and there's a link in the description as well. So, and that's another way, quick. But you can always go to just like Forrest said, go to the Google Play Store, and if you search for QuantCalc, we're actually pretty high up there on the list of Star Citizen apps now. So it's going really well. And please come give us some feedback on it. If you use it and you think, well, this tool could be a lot better. You paid your dollar. You come yell at us. Come tell us that, hey, this could be better if you do this or that. We're always open to hearing your suggestions on how to make it better. I don't want that 100%er to get grumpy with me, so I'll go let him fall out. Maybe I'll just pop a Brant and not worry about it. It is a 2.5 instability, even though it's a little guy. That's what we'll do. We won't struggle. Work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. That's right. Brants are cheap. Cheap like borscht.
No problem, Evans, and welcome to the channel, and we're glad to have you aboard. If you like mining content, give her a, join on in. Give her a like. Cool. Oh boy. There's a lot of little windows here to jump through.
So, yeah, even though it was small like that, it's still gonna give you quite a few rocks to go through. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, half this rock is
half of it should be Quantanium, just under half. Yeah.
Right. Oh boy. Drifting a bit.
See, and that's the thing about, we were talking about Crusader earlier, like Calliope, I mean, where it's so windy up there that it pushes you around so much. You know, that just it absolutely chaps my ass. I hate that when you start, you start going on something and you keep, and it's just a little window, and then you keep falling off. I guess that's part of the fun, but nevertheless.
Well, it definitely can. Oh boy, there was no mustard on that. She jumped around a little bit.
Popped pretty good, yeah.
Are those purples under there? Yeah, that's purple down in
Yeah.
there. I think I've broke this guy up. I don't think there's anything left.
No, I think you're
This
good.
there was this let's just kind of go after it and see what we get.
It looks like one of the biggest ones, but it's still under 100 mass.
Oh, look at that.
It was on top of that one. It was on top of it. There you go.
Look at that guy. Sneaky little devil.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time. You can she's jumping right up there. I had to kill the laser. There's plenty of time. If you absolutely overlook a yellow, just do the yellow. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're real deep into the timer, it can be, you just have to manage your time. You can break an extra yellow if you have to. You can break an extra 2 yellows if you have to. Many of the times on the stream, if you watch and go back, I'm just landing at first alarm. There's plenty of time at first alarm. If it takes another minute or two to break an extra rock, or whatever, just break it. Don't leave that 100%er behind. The good news is I know I don't have to, I can scan these, I can get these guys really fast. I don't have to do a lot of scanning on that 100%er.
No, yeah, probably not so much. No.
Just grab it. Just grab
Pro
it.
says you have room to extract some crap in the way, but we want to, unless that's a last resort. If something's in the road, we'll extract it if it doesn't have anything in it. And I mean, you get a little more wiggle room with the mole. But with this, we're trying to get as much Quantanium as possible. Now, we know that it's only 25 total on this small rock, but it could be, you know what I mean? On bigger rocks, it's a little different percentages, yeah.
All right, so we've done well up to this point. We got 13 on board. We knew this was going to be a relatively fast break. That's nothing. That actually is great. That means clean breaks usually, right? And there's a nothing burger there too. Cool. Okay, so a lot of the nothing is on this side of the aisle. Good to know. Wow, that is interesting.
There you go.
Blade of Horkos, welcome to the stream. How are you? Salute there, fellow miner. You have any questions about mining or want to share any mining stories or any kind of story Star Citizen related? Let us know. Evans, we tend to find on the whole that Lyria is the best place to mine. for Quantanium. But anywhere you go, the Aaron Halo, there, it's one of those things. You can get lucky in a lot of places. Look at that. Archer says he's got a 30. He hauled in 31 SCU. Not bad, sir.
31.2. Well, it hardly gets better than that, buddy.
No, it's not a uni, but it's nothing to be sad about. Holy smoker doker doos. Where's the rest of this rock at? There's a 52. Can't seem to get that edge there. Trying to look around here. I might have to pull one of these Garbolas off the top.
Yeah, like you were saying, you still got some space, so.
Yeah, that's mostly in there. I hate to do it, but maybe if I could get it gets me into a spot where I can. Well, we haven't had the cleanest breaks today, and this is half this rock is like I think there's a lot of that must be up underneath there, and I can't seem to. Let's pivot around here and see if we. Oh, a lot of that's underneath there. Look at that. With this garbage on top. Oh, hold on.
So while you're doing that, I'll just respond here. Blade of Orcos says what a solo prospector loadout might be. I mean, and it really depends on your mining style. He's running 2 grants and a filter here now to keep himself stable on the bigger rocks that have lots of instability. I use a surge and a stampede so that I can break the bigger rocks. So I can get into a 7500 with my prospector solo and break up those bigger rocks. But it really depends on your playing style. That's kind of what we run. I mean, you talk to a dozen different guys, they're doing a dozen different things. We got 2 filters and the extra, I can't remember what that one's called, XTR.
The XTR XL, yep.
Yeah, so yeah, 2 filters and an XTR XL. That's another way to go because you get less inert and you still keep up your productivity as far as your scoopability goes. So there's a few different ways.
Boy, this is interesting. There should be more in here than this. I don't see how I can get down on those ones.
And I mean, Evans, as far as that goes, there is always clear and present danger of somebody coming in and robbing you, but like that is few and far between. Like getting robbed on the planet side. I mean, it hasn't happened to me, and I've been going on it for a couple of years. I think 72. You said you had it happen once.
Yeah, it's so rare. I mean, and it's not to say it won't happen.
It could happen.
It absolutely could happen. You have to roll with the punches. But I bet you in let's say the 500 mining trips I've done, I've only had a problem one time. That's definitely not doing anything. Trying to get down to this one underneath here, and I'm not seeing a way.
Morning, Chris. Welcome to the channel.
Hey, good morning, Chris. How are you, sir? So it's over here somewhere. It's the one I want to try and get to. This guy's got nothing, and I don't have a lot of wiggle room left. And we knew it was just, in the 20s. So I'm, I just seen a spot.
Surge, Focus 3, and XL. I'm not sure what Focus 3 does.
Alright, we're at 22 SCU. I've got to keep an eye on the timer, though. I think we've tarried for about as long as I can. There's a couple underneath there that I'd really like to This guy's...
according to the QuantCalc, you're only 3 SU short of what that rock could have.
Yep, and I probably flirted around here a little. That's 9 minutes, so we've got to get going. I was hoping that there's those two have it in it. It's one of those two, but I just can't seem to find the spot to grab it. You know what? Sometimes judgment is the better part of valor. You just gotta pull up on it and head out. And we didn't spend a lot of time pulling this 20 SCU on board, and off we go.
And you're absolutely right about the mining gods. If you would have ducked away from that, you would have spent the next hour looking for something else.
That's been my... I have driven away from just like some 15s or some 20s before, and every time it seems like I get punished by the mining gods for that. So you can't do it, you know. But, you know, and the thing is, you can't sneeze at 20 SCU of Quantanium either. There's nothing wrong with that run. It's a good run. I mean, we weren't even out there that long for that one. But both of these, it's been an interesting day, and that's the beauty about mining. It's never the same. It's one of those things that kind of, I think it adds to the playability. If every time you went out there, it was just, oh, there's the same break over and over again, you know, and it's always this or it's always that. Today has been a day, you know, where I've broke these up, and it has been a challenge to get the most on board that you possibly can. It's been a very good day for an instructional, for, you know, being patient, because there was, you know, I got a touch impatient with the last rock. I pulled on a 30, I moved my laser to the left, and there was a 60 sitting right there. If I'd have just been a touch more patient, then I landed, and I was still at first thing. So, you know, hey, mining is always, it's always a, you know, you're always learning. It's like practicing medicine, you know, that's what they say. You know, you're always kind of learning, you're always kind of digging in to become a better miner. So that's kind of one of the beauties about it. Blade of Hawker says, well, if we're sharing stories, I did not help I did get maybe held hostage by a group of pirate players. About 4 of them. Had to call my buddy to come in and help out. Needless to say, he showed up with the Redeemer and we won. Nicely done. That's a nice call-in. So here's something you won't see on the stream very often. First alarm's gone off when I'm still in Quantum. Now that was expected, but you know what? This is we're running in a touch tighter than we normally do. So we'll have to be, you know, especially cautious about that. But it's not, you know, all is not lost. We're gonna be fine here. We're gonna bring her in just tight. That's a hilarious story, Blade. That's funny. And I'll tell you what, if you're gonna call in your buddy and he decides to show up in a Redeemer, you got a good buddy. That's a good ship to bring in. And then you paid him half your quant for the bailout. I tell you what, that seems like that's a fair exchange.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I got attacked and just ran and escaped to the station. Yep, that's another way to do it. That's what I do too. You know, I try and run, you know, depending on who's coming after you. Evan says, I think a Focus 3 add focus to the mining beam, a little more power. You know what? That's a very good point. I do wonder if maybe we should load some focuses up one time and go look and see if we, you know, if there are bigger rocks that we can crack.
See how that Lancet does with focus.
Yeah, maybe a focus.
Because that Lancet isn't the most powerful laser out there. That Helix is way more powerful, but so unstable it's hard to keep those Quantanium rocks stable. You know what I'm saying? You're jumping all over the map with those. Yeah. That's a good point. That's not bad. We might have to try that out sometime.
Yeah, maybe 2 focuses in a brand. Maybe you can get a 6,000 that way.
Yeah.
Let's try that one time. That's a good idea. I like that, Evans. Yeah, that's perfect example of why the community is so helpful in this particular situation. Just give you ideas. Give it a try. All right. Well, we're long in the tooth on first alarm, and we're gonna get this guy down pretty quickly and run in there and get her put away. There's a Prospector sitting on the pad right there. It looks like, oh no, that's an Aurora. So I got a little closer.
Torrent 3, Focus 3, and a Surge. What does Torrent 3 do?
Oh yeah.
There's so many different modules. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah. It seems like I looked at them all at one point, but I haven't gone back and looked at them recently. Maybe we should do a deep dive into those a little bit.
I think that might not be a bad idea.
All right. get out of the ship here and get in there and get her stored. You know, Fortnite, I'd like to call these days, it's like a working, you know, you're not hitting the mother load. It's a working man's Quantanium stream today. We've had to work for our 40 SCU. You know, but that's okay. I mean, that's the, you know, it's every day you can mine Star Citizen's a blessing. You know, you got a little extra time.
Blue collar rocks, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But yeah, some days it's easier than others.
Yep. At the end of the day, we still have put well over 250,000 of AUEC in the hopper.
Evans was just saying too, Lance is the best for control, and absolutely agreed. It brings down that instability, rises up that, opens up that the green window, the optimal window, excuse me. It pretty much religiously we use Lancets.
Oh, and Doe's saying he did try the focus in the torrent, but didn't notice that much more power. It's a good question. You know, like I guess I will probably throw 3 focuses on there one time, maybe, and run out and just see if you can get a significant. Oh, excuse me, citizen. Sorry about that. I will you know,
I think I might know who that is.
give it a try. Oh yeah. Don't have the names over their heads sometimes, so. Down the refinery we go. And I'll tell you what, it's just, I am feeling froggy enough to maybe head out one more time.
Was that Archer that we just met up with?
It may be what it was, Archer. It could have been Archer. Were you on Arcal 1?
He said he was on Lyria before. Haha, that's right.
That citizen was me, by the way.
I knew it was. Oh, so we got to get you jersey, a new uniform here. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
You gotta get some yellows on, absolutely.
Yep, and get some yellows and get some blacks too, maybe. So Archer, yeah, we can meet at some point today before the you know, before the big thing happens later, and I can get y'all suited up. Uh-oh. Now here's, if there's ever a mining trick you need to learn, it's this one. The old jump can sometimes get you through this, but they're packed in deep today, folks. So we'll have to hit the ladder.
Hey, and I just learned about the ladder. I didn't know that. I had been frustrated to all hell about those guys, and I just learned about the ladder. You just showed me on the last stream, and that was really cool. So you learn something new every day, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny. You got a couple of NPCs clogging the arteries there. You gotta shoot for the ladder. Set a work order. Look at that. There's a lot of confirm. Sweet. All right, so we're 2, 4, 6, 8. It seems like it's a hard way to get 100 Quantanium, but we'll 100 SCU in the hopper, so we're not gonna complain. In the stream today, we've done 40, so 40 and some change. All right.
Archer says he'll go out for maybe a scout on Lyria with you.
No, that's not a bad idea. Hold on. There you go. Nothing wrong with having an extra set of eyes out there looking around. And I will say, Archer, we're in industry chat if you want to jump in there. The one thing you'll see, though, is you'll probably want to turn down your sound on the stream because it's behind a little bit. It's just one of those things. By the time it gets out to the world, it's a little behind. So.
Yeah, the delay's about, I think, 4 or 5 seconds, something like that. Like it's a little bit, yep.
So
it's very distracting, yeah.
Yep, you can kind of kill the volume on the stream and then jump into the chat with us, and then you could, you know, look at the stream in Discord, and that's kind of right on. Just a thought, and you don't have to do that. Don't feel any pressure. I thought I'd offer it up just because you're kind enough to do a little scouting or go looking around to see if you can find something yourself. Cool. All right, so let's take a look here.
Yeah, I know the damn sound lagging is really annoying.
It's just one of those things you have to get used to. It's just no big deal. Welcome aboard. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How about you?
Good, good. All right, it looked like our prospector was in good shape.
Has been a good afternoon. Almost got a uni. Almost.
You know what? Uni is a solid way to begin. Or darn close.
But I forgot to put my filters on. I need to store my ship again.
No problem. Take your time.
If I had my filters, I probably would have gotten that uni. The last piece didn't break. Well, it did break dirty.
Gotcha. Evan says, "Doh yeah. I tried this combo with a mole. I used a lancet on one head and the maximum or top of the line MH lancet focus X. So he has a focus, the XL filter. It works great for him. Yeah, I can see that. You know, I can see that happening for sure." Well, off we go here. Back to Lyria one more time. At least. See if we can find something to put the lasers on.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Hey, I'm gonna notice I'm kind of not in the pad I normally mine.
No, you came up on 3.
That's true. Off we go.
Thank you.
Ford, you like that? Oh, go ahead, Sun 4.
I said, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Gone on the wrong pad.
It's just one of those things where it's kind of like, you know, you just kind of get used to pointing the ship in a certain direction, and it wasn't that way this time. Ford, did you like that bluesy track on the yellow icon video?
I really did. I really liked it, and the reason why I really liked it was like the night before we had went and seen Led Zeppelin 1. With this, it's a tribute band. They call it Classic Albums Live. So they play the whole album front to back. And Led Zeppelin 1 was very bluesy, and the guitar riffs kind of reminded me of a little Jimmy Page, and so I really liked that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I rocked out to that. That was a lot of fun.
You know, I was thinking about you when I put that track on there. I'm like, I wonder if Ford's still kind of, you know, catching the vibes. This, you know, and you and I had talked about that, and it was you know, it was a really good session. We kind of, Ford and I got together and did a little bit of whiteboarding for some ideas for the stream, and really kind of out of that conversation, you know, and came this idea. You know, a lot of times people come into the stream and ask, how do you get the yellow icons? And of course the answer is the Aerial Grey Cat helmet. And so I thought I'd knock a little video together to point people towards if they had a question about it. And so, and I knew Ford had gone to the Led Zeppelin show that night before, so I picked a pretty bluesy track. If you check that video out, it's got some good bluesy soloing going on in the background. I thought you might like that, anyways.
That's awesome.
I was thinking about you when I picked that one. I thought, oh boy.
That's awesome. No, yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. That was pretty good.
Yeah. And a good idea for a video, too.
Yeah.
A simple idea. So, Doe says, Evans, first of all, you know what? Thanks for offering to come and mine with us sometime. Of course. Absolutely would love to do that. I'm sure we can catch up. You can catch my Discord handle. You know, no problem. Friend me. We can talk about that. Easy peasy. And whenever we go mining, the one thing I will say is different people do it different ways. The way that we do it is it doesn't matter if you're flying security, scouting. It doesn't matter what you are doing. We'll head back towards the orphanage and see if we can redeem ourselves a little bit. It doesn't matter what you are doing. Everybody gets an equal cut. There's no captains, no this or that. If I get 25K, you get 25K across the board. Whoever helps the op. That's the way we always do those types of things. So yeah, Doe says will be interesting outfitting my new mole. Lots of possibilities. Doe, you are absolutely correct. There are lots of possibilities there, and I had been going for this mix where I had an impact, a helix, and a lancet. You can really mix it up. It's really cool, Doe. I mean, I think you're on board with what I'm saying. I'm sure. It's a cool thing to be able to do, to just kind of just mess around a little bit and make sure that just that you try all the different options. Blade is saying, hey Blade, I will say though, had a full mole load of quant. Had my front mining laser as a helix with 3 FLTR XLs with 2 side lasers that were lancets, and never made so much money. Oh, that's a good idea for sure. I like
mole. You've got some extra flexibility there. The one helix on the front, like you said, with those 3 filters, could be really good for scooping.
Oh, I agree with that. And you can actually, depending on if you get a little group together or not, you can always have the prospectors do all the braking, because all it takes is 2 prospectors. 2 prospectors with lancets can basically handle anything. They can break any rock. Even the big ones, if you find an 8400, they're both maxed out, but they can get them. You know what I mean? And then you can just have all of your mole lasers kitted out with FLTRL, just fitted for 100% scooping. There's lots of different options out there, that's for sure.
We've done that before, and it works. It works really well.
It does work really well.
It's pretty lucrative. You got scouts out front. They find those rocks. You've got your prospectors come in as soon as they call out these rocks, and then your mole is closely behind him, and he's scooping as the prospectors are getting the next ones that the scouts just found.
Absolutely. Was that you, 7-4, coming in?
Yep, that was me.
Okay. I don't ask. Just double check. Awesome.
It's not like I would aim a missile at you.
Oh, heavens. I mean, that's one way to get my attention.
Wait, does this have missiles?
Good question. I guess I don't think it does. I've flown I probably got 500 hours in a Prospector, and I don't know that I've ever looked to check to see if it has missiles.
Nope, doesn't have missiles. Never mind.
Blade says that's a good idea with the 100% scoop. It is. If you have a good organization. The other thing, the other layer to that, because 4 is absolutely right. That's when you have a big group and you have your scouts locating, your prospectors breaking, and then your moles come in fitted for scooping. The other layer that I can't wait to add to that is your 315Ps or maybe your Tauruses with the tractor beams, making piles of rocks. So pulling off the Garbola big rocks off the top, and then also just kind of piling the 100%ers and anything sub 100% in different piles. So your scoopers can come in and they don't even have to scan. They know that this pile's the hundos. They know that this pile's the 50 to 90s or 50 to anything sub hundo, and they know that this pile is your tailings. And so you can have you could kit out then to extract as fast as possible, and maybe have one that's a little slower too. So there's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of layers to this, and it is so much fun. There's some dollars. It is so much fun to do some of that kind of theory crafting and plan some of that large organization stuff. Kind of even prior to the Orion and some of the other big ships that are coming. So. The other thing is if CIG, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I think if they would fix the extraction part of the ROCs, because that becomes a little bit tedious. If they would fix that, I don't care. I love ROC mining. I love that loop. I'd do it way more if it wasn't for that one little bugaboo going on with the extractors, and we'll do it anyways. But that thing in particular, I think, kind of makes it, you know, it doesn't show well, and it's not time efficient.
I wonder too. You know what I was kind of thinking about is like some of these really small rocks. Like if you got like a 2700, I wonder if a guy like it'd be really cool if a guy could change mining heads on your rock, on your ROC, so that, you know, 2 or 3 of these things could break up a Quantanium rock that was 2000 or something like that. I'd like to see that come in and play.
It would be interesting. Somebody did say to me and I don't know if, like, and it was on Reddit. It was on the mining Reddit. A person said to me, like, they did some calculations and they thought, like, it was like 52 hand lasers could break, like, a certain size. It was over the amount that the server could have.
Oh, I see.
You know, like, but there was like a, you know, they could break like like if you had a certain amount of hand lasers or something. So it does really make you wonder. Blade says, I'm really looking forward to the scraping aspect of the game when it gets implemented. Salvaging, I think is what it's. Yep.
Salvage.
Yeah. Oh boy, if you want 4 and I to go off on a tangent, we could start talking about salvaging. I think we're both on board with you there, Blade.
I just found a cluster.
Nice, Archer. Let me know.
What do you have?
I see you off there. You're basically at my 12 o'clock. I was just kind of pivoting to go on a. Yeah, but let us know. And four can punch in the numbers on QuantCalc if you need.
Sweet. I just went to the other direction because, I mean,
yeah, well, that's
it's going the same direction, and it's not efficient, is it?
No, sir. You did the right thing.
Yeah, so if you call out the numbers, once you get something, you know, north of 20% Quantanium, call out your numbers and I can calculate them for you.
Yeah, will do.
And, you know, I will say, you know, obviously 4 and I have done a lot of mining together, but this is the first time on stream we've had, you know, an extra set of eyes out there, so I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, anytime.
Kind of nice. Kind of nice. You know, no, I guess I will say one thing is I'm flying around not finding a whole lot. You know, Archer was somebody who came on and just checked out the stream. You know, checked out the stream and decided he liked it, and you know, and kind of decided to come on board with the group. So, you know, and that wasn't terribly long ago. So just to give you, you know, we love mining. If people like it as much as we do, we will, you know, welcome aboard. You know, that's all I would say to that. You know, it's great to pick up people that are interested in the gameplay loop, and you know, that's how quick it can happen. It was all 4 too, Archer, by the way. I will tell you. I was tired after that stream. I was like, I'll talk to him tomorrow. 4 was like, no, I'm going. I'm going to get... I woke up in the morning and thought to myself, you know what? 4 leads by example. That was a positive thing, so...
Thanks, bud.
It was a positive thing. Craig Blair, how are you? Afternoon, he says. How's it going? It's going lovely. We've done a couple of we've had a couple of working man prospector runs here on Lyria, and put a little bit of, you know, north of 40 SCU in the hopper. Not great, but not terrible. And then we have you know, 7-4's joined us a little bit. Archer's joined us a little bit to do, you know, some mining, and you know, if we find something fun to do, we're out here just digging it out. Hey, there's some doublers. That was weird that the doublers didn't show up on that first scan. Check these out. Doe says it bothers him when his prospector fills up and there's still more room to... I can appreciate that, no question about it. So,
that's for sure.
You know, and I have driven away from lots of piles of extra money. So,
yeah, you said you had 164 SCU in a cluster the other day, and you could only pick up a prospector.
That's right. I found a cluster with 160 SCU in it, and I ended up pulling away with a uni. But boy, I left a lot on the ground. Yes, left a lot on the ground there.
Well, this cluster is a dud. The
That
biggest I
happens.
found was a 5700 with 11%.
That was the big boy, in there.
Yeah,
That's
the
all right, though.
biggest. I'll keep looking.
That sounds good. It's beautiful to when you get that they all just go off at that, and you're like, oh hey, there's a lot of opportunities over there. So, Anthony, welcome to the channel. He says, can you tell me more about the org you're part of? Yeah, I mean, the name of the org is Spectre Fleet, spectrefleet.space. I actually put a link in the description. And we have quite a few different squadrons in our organization. There's Marines, if you like FPS. There's combat, pilot training, and there's a fighter group. There's a logistics group. There is an organization, an industry group that we kind of are in charge of, 4 and I. And so whatever you like to do in Star Citizen, and you're not stuck, or you don't have to jump, you can join and see what you enjoy doing, and then kind of move into that group. Hey, look at that as we talk. So Anthony, you're a good luck charm. The questions, thank you, sir. The mining gods are smiling. And if
you like, a little bit of what you hear, you go to that spectrefleet.space.
Yep. They'll
tell you all about our organization, and you can get on our Discord and sign up, and we'll get you an interview done, and see if that's something that you want to do.
And you're already getting. I tell you what, if you like medical, there's a guy asking if you want to join medical. You know what? I need to do a medical. From now on, when I'm talking about Spectre Fleet for the next 6 months, I'm saying medical first. Darn it. We have an excellent medical team. So, and great training for that too. We had a great training this last week on medical stuff, and medical gameplay is newer, and it's really cool, obviously. Absolutely. I keep getting busted by the medical folks in the team for not saying enough about medical. Save me. They're not gonna heal me one of these times. They're gonna be like, I'm leaving him on the dirt. You can think about it.
Yeah, they'll leave you bleeding on the ground sometime. Oh, you don't want to mention medical in the stream, do ya?
That's exactly right. I'm gonna get myself in trouble, man.
I see you found a cluster, but I found me a 7500 mass with 17%.
Yeah, do the numbers on that one, would you?
10-4, 1 sec.
Probably not quite enough. I mean, that may be I could come over though and help you break it, depending on what's in this cluster. And then you could, haul and.
7,400 at 17% is only 25.
Never mind. It's not worth it.
Probably not enough there for us to break ranks and close ranks on it. But you know what? Good call out, no problem, and we'll keep. Boy, this cluster hasn't had anything. I'm down to 2 rocks to scan, and it's not a whole lot in it. There was one rock that had a decent percentage in it. And it was this guy right here.
I just saw that on the stream.
There was one of them that had, it was this guy maybe. Yeah, there is a, let's look at the mass. A 6664 at 24%.
31.9 SCU.
31.9. So how about this? Do you want to make best speed towards me, 7-4? We can at least break this one up together.
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that would be a good demonstration of the, just for the stream as well. So
yeah, a little tag team, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Anthony O says, thanks for the info. No problem, Anthony.
Nothing will go wrong with that.
Blade Orco says he used to, before mining, he used to be a guy who, put people into the situation where they required medical. I think I'm reading that. That's funny, Blade. we have a lot of combat guys who do show up and maybe do, you know, some 25%, you know, or 10% or 15% mining, but, you know, to kind of break the combat up. And I think we're just the opposite, right? I think I'm more 95%, you know, mining, but, you know, that I do like to do a little bounty hunting now and then. I certainly love to run some FPS missions. And there's, as you can imagine, there's lots of opportunities to do fighter stuff and FPS stuff in an org because, you know, you're going to be doing different things from time to time in your different missions. So I've appreciated the first-person combat training I've received. I've appreciated the medical training I've received. I've appreciated the flight, you know, little things like, you know, teaching you how to kind of deal with, deal with how to deal with things like fighter stuff. You know, like for instance, we had a training one time, and I had never I have 2 VKB Gladiators, and I'd never mapped my my shaft to the sticks. You know, things like that. So, you know, things that can improve your overall gameplay.
Absolutely.
Redemption, welcome to the channel. Yeah, absolutely. There's
some really good stuff as far as, you know, in the air training and stuff like how to negotiate circle combat compared to jousting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, that type of stuff. And then, you know, of course, you know, we do a lot of big, you know, organization stuff. Whenever the big events are in, we've had some great times doing some, you know, doing the dynamic events as well. And taking down the Idrises and finished off some of those things.
Would it be Idrises or Idrii?
Idrii, yeah, let's call them that. That's funner. All right, so let's just kind of. I don't do this in the stream much, and I probably should more often. You know, kind of give a little outdoor perspective on what's happening. You can see I got that white skin on the Prospector this time. I do like that. It's clean.
I'm gonna try to be very gentle because the thrusters on this thing are really bad. And the last time I tried to, Maverick this, I became a crater.
Yeah, well, you probably, you know, it's never a bad idea to do a loop into the sky when you need, you know, and turn your ship around and just gun it that way. I do a lot of best speed stuff too, and you just gotta, you know, you're absolutely right. You can definitely get yourself in a jam where you're checking the geography a little closer than you want to.
Yeah, I'm learning to use my bottom thrusters to stop me, kind of like Kerbal Space Program, turn and flip and burn.
Yeah. Well, there's Archer moving in. So this is the first time on the stream that we've had I can't remember I think we shot a video one night where we were mining together, but I don't think we streamed that night, did we? That one night? This might be a first on the stream here.
Could very well be. I can't...
that night that you ended up underneath the planet surface and blew up, remember that?
It was too much,
So I'm painting her here.
I was getting Star Citizen.
Oh, okay, see it.
So, yeah, and you're where you're at, which is great, right on my 12 o'clock, perfect position. And then if you just want to move into range, and we can work together on this break. The cool thing is we're sharing a UI, and look, everybody, take a look here. One of the things I'd like to show you is with both Prospectors on here, look at the instability values and the resistance values before we kind of crank up here and get this done. I mean, 2 Lancets, just like on the Mole, just turn off the instability and resistance. I mean, it's a pretty powerful group to work together. So I'll go ahead and stay. I'm at 15%. Why don't you go ahead and do the break?
Okay.
You know, go ahead. Yeah, or if you want to stay at low percent, I'd be happy to do the break. You let me know.
Let me get closer. Need to go efficient range.
Yeah. Get your
Nothing will go wrong.
Yep. And if it gets into the red, just turn off your laser. Don't worry about it at all.
Yep.
You know, and you know, we'll talk you through. So GK says, I upgraded my QT drive to an Atlas, and now my QT displays no power. It's because you have to go... It's a great... I'm glad that you said something, GK. Here's what you need to do, and I'll do this while Archer is breaking up the rock here. You need to go up into your menu area, right? You need to go to your power. You need to go to items. You need to go down to your Atlas, and you need to turn the power on. You're going to find the power's off. And so once you kick the power on, and whenever you swap your QT drives, it's a normal thing. Thank you for asking. It's a great thing for us to be able to show you. But that will solve that problem for you, sir. So are you at 100%?
I am at 100%. It's going up slowly.
Yep, I'll go up to 25 then. I was at 14, 15.
Yeah.
I'll take it to 50, and we'll get a little closer. And don't worry, I won't burn you out. I'll make sure. So I'm at 50% power, and you can see, once again, this is a pretty good sized rock. Yeah. It is a 6,600 pounder, so 6,600 mass or whatever. So as soon as we get into the optimal, about 30%, I'll roll her back to about maybe 10, 15%, and we'll see how it goes. It's always okay if we fall out of the bottom. Don't even sweat that. It's not okay to go into the overcharge. So that's what we're looking to avoid. So as we kind of climb in here, let's let it get about a third of the way through, and then you can bring your laser back quite a bit. Bring it down to 50 or so, or whatever, just keep managing it. Bring it lower. Good. Clean. I'm at about 16% now. Where are you at?
I was 75.
Perfect. That just because for demonstration purposes, so people kind of get a sense. This is not a rock that I could have broke myself, without surges and stampedes. So this first break, I mean, when two prospectors work together, this first break is great.
There we go.
Yeah.
It worked fine. It worked flawlessly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of we both can see the UI. We both share the UI like it's a mole, and we have those opportunities to work together. So it's kind of fun.
It is sweet.
All right, so I've got 85% are over here. It looked like it might have been a hundo, and I'll. And you can kind of pick out a rock and then fire a brand on it if you need to, and we'll get her all broken up.
Yeah, this one is just inert material.
Yep, and easy to move in on. Move in on or move off of those and just move on to the next one.
Nothing in this one.
That's a good sign when you have a lot of nothings. It means that there's higher concentrations in the other ones.
Oh, nothing in this one too. Oh wow.
Oh wait, I go into menus and choose power. Where is that? Now I did show GK on the stream, but I'll do it again in a second. You can go into your MFDs. Oh, you know what, GK? Don't worry about it. Did you find it? Let me know if you found it, because if not, I'll show you. I'll give you the example again right on my screen. You just have to turn it back on. Give it some power in the MFDs. Power, items, and turn it back on. That's a 3%er. Yeah, I'll break it real quick. It's a tailing, but I'll put a brake on it. Forge, you ever do that? Swap your Atlas drive out and scratch your head about how to get it turned on?
That actually never had happened for me. Whenever I put on that Atlas drive, it's always worked well.
Every time I swap out a drive, I've got to go turn it on in power.
Is that right?
Yeah.
See, I never have, and I've bought Atlas drives for all my ships, and I've never had to turn on power. So. Well,
yep. Every time I swapped it on power plant, I got to go turn it on. I had to do it in the M2. I had to do it in the. Yep. It's definitely a thing for me.
Huh.
I only had to turn it on. on this ship, on the Prospector. The other ones, never. This one was the only one I had to turn it on.
It's weird that it works different for different people.
Well, this one's must have a lot in it. That's all I got to say. What on earth? This kind of broke up funny, didn't it? Was that 100%er you're on? I'm at a 0% you and give you
No,
a little...
87%.
Okay. Watch the window jump a little wider. Usually it does.
Yeah, I did. That was amazing.
Yeah, so it'll jump a little wider and give you a little more wiggle room. And you know something? Good job on you. I see that you'd let it fall out. Always let it fall out, man. It's okay if it falls out. Now, have you fired a Brant? You won't need to now.
Yeah.
You can see the instability's gone down to 0.64 with the 2 lasers on it.
Amazing. Way better.
And this is the way the mole works too. Like if you get a couple lasers on it in the mole, it just kind of, man, it just deadens the instability, deadens the resistance, and you know it puts it in overdrive. As far as ease of use. So most of that was probably in that 1,000-pounder. Because I'm not seeing anything else to break up here.
Yeah, the other rocks are all inert.
All right, so I think I'm going to leave you with this one if you want to scoop, and because it was 30 some SCU supposedly in here.
There's still some Quantanium in this rock here.
Which
2%er.
is it a yellow?
Yeah, yellow right here.
Oh, let me look at your proximity. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, that is a completely different rock over there.
Is it? Oh yeah, never mind.
That's not a piece of this one.
I thought it was.
No worries, honestly. I just think that there might be one buried here, and I see an outline of something there. Some of that might have died out. Look at that. I can see it very clearly. I'm going to hit the lights for a second. Yeah, that rock right there. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like it despawned.
It does.
What?
It looked like she died out there. So, and that does happen from time to time. Let me kind of check your position. Yep. So you can go ahead if you want.
I see what rock you're looking at, but I can scan it. You can't, but I can.
And what percentage is it? That one right there.
100.
Oh, break it up. I can't break it up.
Wow.
That's purple. It's already purple.
Oh, well, it's not even highlighting for me, so it's probably even better that you.
Yeah.
So I think you're in a great position to go ahead and I'll watch it for just a second if you want, but just little different perspective for the team here. Watch this.
Absolutely, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
I will do this. Watch. I'll try and be careful. And then I will do this. F4 and page up. There you go.
Nice.
And here's a perspective you don't often get on the channel, so it's just I think it will be fun to do.
That big bastard wobbling around up there.
Yeah. Is that the default paint on the Prospector?
Yeah.
I like that skin. Always have. It reminds me of what are those like Airstreams or whatever, you know? It's got that.
GK figured out his problem. Perfect.
GK, no problem. I guess I will shamelessly say, if that helped, like and sub, man. If you ever have problems or questions like that and you see us streaming, or you know that there's some people in the community that are happy to answer your questions. So, hopefully we earned that with you today. And if not, no problem. Have a lovely day, GK, and I'm so happy. I've been frustrated before too, where you want to kind of do this or that. I'm glad that worked out for you. That's super cool. Chris Bates, great screenshots. He's saying, yeah, it's kind of nice, right, Chris? It's like we don't get to do this too often on the stream. We definitely do a little bit from time to time. And we'll be careful here. We'll try not to. But I thought this would be an interesting perspective, and I think Thank you so much, GK. I really do appreciate it. That's really cool that you did that. So yeah, like I thought this would be a little fun. You know, we don't get to do this kind of thing too often. I know Four and I are planning lots of stuff just like this, so we appreciate 7-4's time today. And how you doing? Are you getting any on board?
Yeah, I am. I'm just looking for the bigger ones before I take the lower.
That's great. And look at, you know, it's nice as you can see the rest of the cluster here, even though a lot of them didn't have anything in it.
Yeah.
Beautiful shots nonetheless. And you can say a lot of things about Star Citizen, but you can't say it's not pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. Ford, look at that. Just south of his laser there. Look at that one rock. It's just got that one big, strong band through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It really is. I think that we found in the past that it's not really representative as to how much Quantanium's in, though. You know what I mean?
Yep, we had always tried to see if there was some meta, like what Ford's saying is exactly right. Where maybe if there's just like a little bit of orange marbling in it, that means it's just a little bit of Quantanium. But it's not been that way. We tend to find it's, you know, it could be just laced, like this one below me is just covered in, you know, in marbling.
And it's 2%.
And it's a blue cap, exactly right.
Exactly. So it is not representative, but maybe in the future, you never know.
Well, I think I got them all.
How'd you do on SCU?
I wish they fixed this blurriness of the HUD.
Yep.
28.6.
Hey, nicely done,
bad.
sir. Yeah, that's great.
Because there was only, I think, under 31 total in that whole thing. So yeah, that's good.
And I've backed away from you, so you got comfortable room to wiggle and you know, and we will kind of continue our journey. But I thought that would be fun, and you know, go ahead and take that back over to the refiner, and we will move on. So
I'll be right back, and I'll find you one.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see how that goes. You know, hopefully we'll work as a team and keep on looking and pull one more in before we jump out of here for the day. And one of the things I guess I will say for is just so you know and share it with the team is 1 o'clock right about now is like, you know how they have these crazy metrics on all your videos or whatever. They say that 1 o'clock is the time when our viewers are 1 o'clock on Saturdays is the most saturated time our viewers are online. I don't know if we get lazy people, you know, or maybe it means that we got hardworking people. You know, they finally get a little break on Saturday afternoon to sit down and do a little this or that. You know.
Absolutely. Well,
you
that's
know.
Good. And it's only 11 o'clock my time, so in BC on the West Coast, it's only 10 o'clock. Right?
Yeah, so people are just kind of getting out of bed, and they say that this is peak hours for our viewers as far as when they're around YouTube's. So I thought I was definitely trying to draw it out a little bit today, and we've had some really good concurrent a lot of folks watching today, which is great. It's so fun, and some new folks as well. You know, it's nice to see Blade, GK, some new folks, and then obviously always with the people that join us already. I always do my best, and will always do my best to try and remember your names. And welcome you to the channel and answer any questions. Obviously, any questions always. And as long as the community stays, I always hope that we have that. Even though sometimes things can grow, I always hope that people always feel like they can just come on board and ask their questions, and it just feels like a regular thing you do. It's kind of like Cheers. It's everybody knows.
Yeah, that's great. We're gonna get to as many all the questions we can. Even if this channel gets big, we're still gonna be answering every question that we can.
Absolutely. GK says I go to work Monday to Friday, and I relax on the weekend. So SC's I understand that. Chris says I usually sleep till noon on Saturday. I was out like a light. I don't know. The last 2 nights I I had a couple glasses of wine here or there, and boy, this morning I woke up and was like, what time is it? I usually am up a little earlier than this, and I wasn't. I definitely was a little over my skis for getting out of bed this morning.
Usually this kind of morning I'll get woke out of bed with my phone bloop 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 about your stream.
Yeah, well, and Saturday mornings is just it's our Saturday early afternoon is really about one of the quietest times around our house. I mean, my wife is usually pretty busy on Saturdays, just with her job, and then of course the older kids are out of the house and they're usually busy on the weekends. So it definitely is one of those times where I get the most amount of kind of quiet background around this time of the day on a Saturday.
Less pirates.
Yeah, and less pirates too. Pirates are the type of folks that are up drinking all night. They're not going to be here.
You can't start profiling.
What is that? Like job profiling? Yeah, I mean, pirates. They're out drinking rum. They're busy. I still can't get over. Look at that. Those gem icons at that distance that's definitely different than it used to be.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's nice to see a couple clusters nonetheless. I know that Archer said he found one and didn't have a whole lot in it, and we found that one and ended up getting 30 SCU on board.
Yeah,
so
one good rock out of it. Why not, right? As long as it's got one, that's not bad. I mean, unfortunately, the first one that 74 found didn't have squat. Well, 11%, but not enough to worry about breaking. So.
Craig Blair says, by the description of just kind of drinking all night and waking up early, he's a pirate. So, that might make you a bit of a pirate, right? I mean,
Well, he's a loony, so no, he will never be a pirate.
And then, anyways,
Canadians are too polite, eh?
Yeah, we're pretty polite, eh?
Yeah, and then,
we're real sorry about that.
Yeah. Joe was saying it's nice to turn. It's a fun way to learn to kind of just tune in and listen, and I appreciate that, Joe. That's exactly what we're after. Blade says, "Ugh, I can't get my prospector to appear in my vehicle loadout manager. I can't equip. Is this a bug?
Are you at the same place as your prospector? Because if your loadout manager won't, like if your prospector's at Arc L1 and you're over at Crew L1 buying surges, it won't load up in the vehicle loadout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to.
So you got to be at the same place as your prospector. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that the vehicle has to be at the same place you are in, so it will show up in that thing in the thing.
And Craig says they drank the bar out of rum last night.
Oh, nice.
You pirate.
Yeah, that's.
You old pirate, you.
Yeah. Are you gonna save me any of that rum?
How come pirates are so mean? Because they are. Sorry, dad jokes.
And they like booty.
Boy, this looks like good country over here. Let's keep looking around. There was an 18%er in that. I just didn't think. We've done a couple of 20 SCUs, and I didn't think there might have been maybe 15 SCU in that one. So hopefully the mining guys don't punish me too bad. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
See here. Redemption says claim the ship where you bought your components at.
Unless you already have components on your ship.
Yeah, unless that's right. Not a bad idea, Redemption, but definitely unless you already have components on your ship, you don't want to lose. Yes, I am. It's docked. I can select it, but it won't appear on the loadout. That is weird. I mean, I might try and jump servers then. Maybe grab like an Aussie, go back to menus and jump to an Aussie server or something, or just kind of shake the can a little bit and see if it sprays. How do you like that analogy? I don't know that I've ever said that one before. And then Redemption says, then it will show up to attach to it. Does it say read only at the top right? Good question. Good question.
Another good question: is your ship stored? If it's still on the pad, then it will not show up. That's a big GK. Good idea.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I really like about the community here. I mean, and we've seen that time and time again, is when people are on the stream, they have questions, the other folks jump right in there and try and help. It's just, it starts this, and we are really blessed in that capacity. There's a lot of, and I think in our stream, it, you know, does a really good, you know, we have a lot of good-hearted folks on here. That's cool, you guys. I appreciate that. Boy, it's good country over there.
Looks nice. Yep.
Pretty too with the clouds and all. And I, you know, at some point we're going to get the volumetric clouds on Lyria, and that'll be interesting for sure. Blade says he just jumped to Lyria and there's a war zone here. He's in the middle of a firefight. Uh-oh. If you're in the Prospector, stop, drop, and roll and run. Yeah. You definitely don't want to get caught out in the open in the Prospector. That's she's not a fighter.
You know, it's a good question. What happens if you eject on a planet? Atmosphere.
You generally fall and die.
Yep, that's what I thought. I mean, in the future, I don't think they have this concept called parachute.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it depends on how much gravity's on that planet too. But I know that I've ejected by accident before, and there was no parachute. I just hit the ground and
By
bounced.
accident.
Yeah.
Wayne says, I joined the comms and started yelling, hey, I'm just passing through. That's a good eye. Redemption, I found a 9 cluster with a 41% 4285. Add me to the party. It's 9, by the way, LOL. I don't. Are you on our server, Redemption?
It's 9. That's awesome.
Chris Bates says, mining school is now in session.
Indeed.
Doe says, show him who's boss. Yeah, that's funny.
Well, Spectre 9, that looks like 35 SCU in that rock.
Redemption's a 9? Is that what I'm hearing? Did I not? Did that fly over my head at first?
Yeah.
Well, let's figure this out. It is. There he is.
I didn't pick up on it either.
I didn't pick up on that. I just added you.
That's funny.
Look at this. We got the whole party out here tonight. Hey, Murlork, how you doing?
Sweet.
He says the mining laser is a pretty darn good weapon if you can pull it off. That's exactly right. Nine, I sent that party invite if you happen to see it. Let's see if I see you. Let's see you yet. That's funny. Ah, there he goes. I mean, I'm not ashamed to. There he is. All right, so I know we'll head up and we'll look for a one of those right there. OM marker.
How much is the mole in game, by the way?
I think it's like 5.1.
5.1 million.
Yeah.
5 mil? Phew.
Yeah, a little over 5 mil. Yep.
It's definitely one of those things where you accomplish it. You worked hard.
I mean, I can buy it, but it's not that I'm poor, but
Oh heavens, no!
I
Well,
could buy it too, but then I'm broke.
I mean,
he's right by Shu and SAL2. Let's go there.
I only have 24 mil, so I mean, you know.
Murloc said 2 surges and a stampede. Quantanium only. I agree with that.
Yeah, Murloc, he's in your camp on that one for.
Yeah, see, I only usually have the 1 surge module on just because by the time, like, the effects cool down, you can resurge by the, you know what I mean? Because you gotta wait a little bit for that to calm down a little, because by the time your first surge is done, you're probably 85%. If you want to blow your second surge, you're gonna have to wait, or you're gonna be right in the red. You know what I'm saying? So by the time that cooldown, I find that it almost works just right on the money.
So, we are moving in 9 right now.
Well, I'm on my way.
Wonder if I'd get in trouble if I gave 9 the rights to our industry channel. I had him jump in here.
No, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you know how to do that for?
Absolutely not.
I think if you right click on if you look at our channel at the top, there's like a number.
Yeah.
And that's in Discord. And then if you look at that number, you can right click on his name. And then there's like but at the bottom, I think there's a permissions thing or something. You can give him permissions for the channel. I can look at it, but I'm gonna fly to him right now. Might be a pain in the backside though. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I invited him.
He's in voice. We could jump down there too. Do you know how to pull people around in there?
You left.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey! How are ya? You are muted, 9, if you don't. You might have to turn your volume down on the Alright, we're headed below the You guys hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you.
Good. Look at 9 over here sitting on a big pile of rocks. Holy smoker doker doos.
Where is he? I must say, being able to target you and quantum to you is so much better. I don't even need to go to Hurston anymore. Just straight to Lyria.
Yep. The one thing I will say is you will want to grab an OM marker, though, if we're on the other side of the planet, or fly into the close SAL. You don't want to just target us, per se. To fly to us, it can leave you going right into the planet.
And which is bad.
Yeah.
Alright, I gave myself the permissions. I didn't have permission to talk in this channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Good now.
that's good. Perfect.
Awesome. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you for coming out here and finding something for us to mine.
Yeah, no worries. I was actually gonna see how hard it is to try to pirate you guys just using the stream, like kind of stream sniping, but yeah, I was on the opposite side of the planet, so I wasn't doing that well.
Oh, well, hey, man, first of all, that's awesome. I would have laughed. That would have been super hilarious. And then I would have happily paid the fee. So, yeah. That is fun. That's so funny. Awesome. So, and that actually makes me feel good that it wasn't that easy to find us. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I have an entire moon to go around and.
Yep. Well, it
no
makes
markers.
sense. Yeah.
Yep.
How you been, man?
I'm doing all right. Just kind of getting prepared for later.
Awesome.
Basically. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, later's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Buddy Squirrel Lord was talking. Good morning.
Hey, Squirrel, how are you? Top of the morning to you, sir. Probably be getting on the game soon. We will see. May you find what you're looking for and score the mother load of minerals. You know what? We're not doing bad. We're getting by with a little help from our friends today. That's for sure. Is that what the Beatles say? And then I'll be taking my red Gladius out for a spin. I need to make money so I can fill my Caterpillar up with medical supplies for the next Ninetales event. You know what? You can make pretty good money if you get on Ninetales early with medical supplies. There's no question about that. You can dig in and make between 1 and 2 mil, and even better than that.
Nice.
You can make some good money if you get on that just right. Look at that. See that? You gotta jump up on me?
It's a little tricky.
She was being a little tricky. It jumped right up, and then I just had to be real careful there. Fortunately, I was able to find a little shadow to stick the UI in, so it's not too washed out.
Maybe another like 20% or somewhere around here, but my scanning's broken.
Gotcha.
Try shoot once.
Well, I'm just gonna fire a brand and be done with it. This guy's she'd be grumpy. You on your way back, 7-4?
Yes, I am. I'm
Yes, sir.
50 kilometers, I think.
Yeah, Ninetales is a good way to make money. And the one time we were on the server and it worked really well, it was a lot better experience than the first times I remembered it. It definitely plays better when the server is playing nice. That's for sure. Do you like Ninetales 9?
I actually haven't done it yet.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a couple phases in there, and obviously look at that. You see that 4?
Yeah, that just rocked up to just about exploding. That was a purple.
Well, is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't have an outline on it.
I know. Yeah, I know, but I guarantee you that was a purple because that behaved exactly like a purple would if you hit it with a laser.
Interesting. So I wonder if I can.
That just about exploded on you. Almost blew your ass up.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's just weird that I've had a couple of them that have just turned completely.
And now it looks like it's inert. Like it looks like it's nothing. Like not even inert. It looks like it's nothing.
Right. I will kind of break up the rest of the stuff. Seems like I've gotten myself a little bit of a glitch going, because that happened on the last pile that
Yeah, 74 found that rock, but you couldn't, and it was 100%er.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a purple. And that's a 27%er.
Fracturing mode on.
I wonder if the rocks have collision. I could just sacrifice my wing and just push them around.
They do have collision. If they're you can push them a bit.
I love this. Go ahead. Hold on, let me see.
All right.
I'll give you guys a. Now I'm right below you.
The wings kind of pop off, so I mean, they're not really useful anyway.
We're having some fun in the stream today. First of all, can I just say that paint job looks pretty fantastic on that ship too? Holy smokes, that's a cool.
Is that a saber? That is a saber.
It's Saber Comet, yeah.
Yeah, that thing is
Yeah.
cool as hell. Holy
I'm gonna
smokes.
buy me one. I like that shit.
Well, before 316, I had one. It's coming again.
They're not moving.
Boy, there's
They're not
not.
having no luck.
There must be one hell of a piece underneath there.
I mean, I can try and push it.
No, that's all right. Look, here, I'm trying to get an outline on this one in front of me. I'll tell you what, I definitely am getting a little. It's a good thing you guys are out here, because I can probably help, but I definitely got a bugged UI, I think.
Okay.
Look at that.
Tell
I
me
mean, I
which
got
one's
nothing.
looking at.
We have another rock to crack over here too. I just did the calculations. It's 20.7 SU.
Nice. So point at this rock that I'm pointing at. 7-4, would you?
Okay, I am.
And then,
Scanning it.
yeah, I'm not scanning it at all.
That's 71% Quantanium.
Go ahead and break that guy up, would you?
Okay.
I'll just... Is my laser helping? Interesting. It's interesting that we're hitting the snag. So, no big deal. It's a good thing you're out here. That's great. Murlor says, so far I've noticed making money with events has been too many ifs and buts, too risky. I stick to mining. I can appreciate that. Mining is a steady path. And I like to break up occasionally the mining with a little bit of combat stuff here and there. But I know that we have folks on board and that just love the combat aspect of it and are far better, far superior combat pilots than us industry folks, and they do really well on those events. They can really make money pretty quickly. But I agree, there's a lot more risk versus reward in that situation, and I tend to stick to mining myself.
72 says that, but he's deadly in a turret. I haven't seen him miss.
I am developing kind of a legend in a turret, that's for sure. I think 4's good in a turret too. I mean, but yeah, no, it's we do all right with turreting. Is fun, and I actually have when we were on I think we were in the Hammerhead, and I have some video. Man, there was a couple of times, man, where we spanked a lot, put down a lot of people in the sky quickly with those. I think we were in the Hammerhead then. Obviously, the Redeemer's turrets are such a blast too. Now, my help 74 is with my laser on there. Is it helping? Like, looks like you broke it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Yeah, it is funny. Like, it is just interesting.
Ooh, this one is crap. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting nothing on some of these.
Oh, this one has. Is that 85? 85% Quantanium.
Yeah, go ahead and put your laser on it. Oh, that's the one? Now, is
Yeah,
is it yellow or purple?
Yellow.
See, that's the one right there. That was the one in the corner where I thought it was. It just.
Now it's just nothing on it.
Yeah, it's like it just kind of turned off for me. Which is, it's not something I see all the time and not anything I'm particularly worried about.
Welcome to Star Citizen.
Yeah, exactly. Well played, 7-4. I'll help you break it, and then we'll go break. Once we kind of break up everything in the purple here, we'll look at the other rock that 9's looking at, and we will break that one up, and then we'll do some scooping. See if I can do this. There we go.
Nice.
At least make myself useful. We're getting some vistas on the stream today. And I love it.
Get some good screenshots, alright.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
She getting hot?
No, the ship drifted a bit and I was targeting the other ship.
Oh, that happens. Yep. Squirrel Lord says, mining is an activity that I'm completely new to. I'm used to mercenary and bounty hunting missions. I got the C2 as a loaner for my pirate caterpillar. I can now transport my tank and ballista around. We make heavy use of the C2s, M2s, absolutely, for all sorts of organizational stuff. And the C2 obviously is nothing wrong with grabbing some cargo now and then and hauling it around. Those are both excellent platforms. I'm surprised by how well they do in atmosphere as well. They're really good. Murloc says it's annoying if it happens when you do solo mine and you're 90% sure it's pure Quantanium and that rocks were unscannable. Yeah, I don't get this very often. I have seen it before where like some of the rocks are kind of going dead after you break them. Oh, it looks like you put there's a little sauce in that one maybe.
Not too bad at all.
Not bad at all. So change perspectives a bit. Let me see if you see another yellow that you want to break.
Yep. And that one's crap. This one is a purple. Okay. Has 87 Quantanium.
I'll tell you, now that we broke those, I can see them though.
Awesome. I think there's another yellow down there. Let's see. That one has. Oh, this must be good. Oh my god! I wish they fixed this UI. It's so blurry. I can't. That's 30% quartz.
I don't see any more in there to break. Here, I'm going to watch where you're at and kind of get
like this one. See, this one here. This one has. I can't tell how much.
Is that on the corner over there? Oh,
yeah.
Can
you scan that one?
Blurriness too. I get the blurriness on my screen too, and it's.
It's a 22%er, so we should break it up. And if you want to stay at 0%, I can break it.
Okay. No.
Perfect. Let me run her up and we'll get her done. Once again, using the dark of the rocks, putting the UI in the dark of the rocks to kind of give it some contrast. And I need to scooch up just a touch, but not a ton. Roll her right back down to about 11%, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on it, make sure she stays clean. Looks like we're going to have that no problem. Squirrel Lord says, okay, I'm logging in. Might join in a few friends and run some missions with them. We will see. You know what, Squirrel? Awesome. Thank you for stopping in. Murloc says, DC citizen. You know, have a great day, Squirrel. It's always great seeing you, and I love the fact that you jump in on the stream and offer whatever, you know, just participate, man. It's awesome. Thank you. So big. I think we're pretty blessed to have some regulars, you know.
Bam.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, that put a little pepper on. Ooh, there's one more yellow in there. I see it down there.
What, down?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Oh, and there's stuff in it, too. Look, I'll put my laser on 61% in that one.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Well, what happened is we broke this other one up, and it fell away. Yeah, I'll break this one, too, if you want to hold it 0.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good communication is the best thing when you're mining with a couple of folks. You could blow yourself up in a hurry without kind of making sure people are on board with what's happening. And I know that there's lots of times where we make Quantanium mining, you know, kind of look doable, because it is if you take your time and you're patient. But you can also get yourself blown to star bits if you
you gotta follow the steps.
If you don't chat and keep good comms and
not distract yourself.
Yeah, not distract yourself.
It's like playing poker. You get bored, you lose.
Yeah, I got distracted once. Learned the hard way.
And I've definitely taken my eyes off, trying to answer a chat question or whatever, and got myself in a jam a couple times. Hey, there's some mustard.
Woo.
I see one more yellow too, right there.
Yeah, but those I don't think have anything.
I think that guy must be trash, probably. Yep, it's trash.
Yeah, that's trash.
All right, so let's figure out where this other 20%er is.
I think it's over here. Maybe.
Right off my nose.
Yeah, right off. So I'm going to swing over to... I'm actually going to move to the port side, or to the left.
Yeah, I'm
and then if you... It's a 24%er, and I'm moving in on it. You can see I've given you lots of wiggle room there.
Yeah, me too. Because...
Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see it.
Yep, this is us here. Nine, thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
Native Orco says he just got pirated, got blown up.
Full load of quant wasted. I'm sorry to hear that, Blade. There was no negotiations at all, or did you just you just don't pay the pirates? Because I sit on both sides of the camp. You know, there are definitely times where I kind of ramming speed. You know, I'm not paying, but I'm starting to soften up on that a touch. I mean, you know, if they ask for a reasonable price, maybe 50,000, maybe it's better to just cough it up and move on.
I mean, if there's some RP involved, you know, I mean, I'm good for that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I respect the skills it takes. Oh, just a missile in the back. Yeah, that indiscriminate stuff can be pretty brutal.
Poachers.
Yep.
It's like hunting. It's like hunting for antlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's exactly right. It's just a terrible, terrible waste.
Well, we at least have a saber with us. They don't think twice.
Well, and not just any saber. That's for sure.
Once you got pirated, I'm actually swapping to a slightly bigger ship just to cover our asses. I'm gonna get the ion out.
Thank you.
No problem.
We got a little breaking, a little scooping to do, so appreciate that for sure. Nothing wrong with a little cover. Sandy Claus, I'm okay if there are pirates, the RP side. I'd pay, but shooting for nothing is just dumb. Absolutely. I mean, if it's just kind of a guy out just kind of griefing there's no... A prospector doesn't put up any kind of a battle. There's, chances are if you were to look at it, it's got probably just a stock distortions on. It's not, it can't hurt you. It's not even, there is no competition. So...
I second.
That's just kind of what do they call that? When you hit I forget what you call it. Seal clubbing. That's what it's called.
Yeah, seal clubbing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we have a purple runaway here.
We do. What's in that purple runaway? I have to keep an eye on it. Okay. And what about the yellow runaway? That's right nice.
Yeah, this one has a 68%, I think.
Yeah, 52. It looks like that's what it looks like to me. But let's go ahead and we can actually hit that from a distance. If you want to stay 0, I can break it real quick.
Okay, I'll stay 0. Oh, we have another runaway.
Yeah, I see it over there. We might have some, a little bit of driving around scooping, but that'll be all right.
See, this is how bad the blurring is. I can't even say what number there is. I just made one up, like 50 something.
Yeah, we should try and work on that one day. Like, I have had that before, too, and I know that I've changed the UI, like, changed the field of view, and changed kind of the resolutions, and, maybe monkey around with going borderless versus full screen, and see if we can't somehow kick it to see where you're not so squashed into the UI. Because I have had that, too, where you're squashed into the UI and it's blurry. And I know I've kind of gotten myself out of that before, and I can't honestly say, like, what specifically does solve that problem.
I've been on Reddit, and people have been complaining.
I don't know if that's just guys.
This one is a 61, I think.
Okay, I'm at a 0% it if you want to break it, because it's definitely gone dead on me.
Wait. That one has no Quantanium. Never mind.
That one, that yellow that slid over there. Okay.
This one? Oh, wait, this one.
There was a yellow, a small yellow that slid up against that. Not the big one. It's the little one next to it. This guy right here. I'll paint it.
This one, yeah, it has nothing in it.
It's 0%.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just all.
It just kind of went, like the UI kind of went dead. It turned into a dead rock for me. So here's a 747 with 42% in it right here.
747. That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Nice call. You don't even need to use a... No reason to use a consumable with a second Lancet on there. It's like firing a brand, but only better. Sandy Claus says, I grouped up with people and we take moles out and scout in the fighter. Scout goes around scanning for good rocks plus provide cover. That's exactly right, Sandy. That's a great little mining team right there. You have a scout who also can, provide, at least to get some skirmishing done, maybe give you a little wiggle room to get away. They have to really focus on that mole. And, and obviously in some situations, if you have a superior fighter pilot, they're just going to tear into somebody. And they'll think twice about it, just kind of indiscriminately coming to kill the miner there. I don't think that top one had any in it, but let's go ahead and take it. This guy did. 55 on that one?
Yeah. I have the same bug you have. It doesn't show up.
Go ahead and put your laser on it nonetheless. Nope, yeah. You can see I'm on the lower one below it.
Oh, the lower one. Yeah, but this one doesn't show up.
Ah, well, yeah, that one showed up for me, but it didn't have anything in it.
Okay.
Oh, I got myself in a jam there. Hold on. Oh, it's a small mass.
Really, it looks like a decent sized rock.
I know. That's what kind of surprised. I didn't really look at the mass. It's only 447. There's quite a bit of that's underneath the surface over there.
Yeah.
And Sandy said they pay their scout 80K. You know what? That's the way we do it's a little different. Everybody gets an equal cut. You know what I mean? Whoever helps gets an equal cut on the ledgers. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with making 80K. 80K is
that's still respectable for finding some rock.
Absolutely, that's respectable for finding. So here this guy is. That doesn't look like it has anything in it. It's 100% aluminum. There's a lot of aluminium in that one.
Yeah, it's aluminium. What the hell are you talking about? Aluminum. What's aluminum?
It's the American version of aluminium.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the wrong version? Okay.
Hey.
Okay, well, that's a matter of choice, I guess.
Yeah.
And then again, I mean, even if it was aluminum or aluminum, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't exist as ore in nature. I mean, okay.
Well, I think we're probably in pretty well getting ready to scoop here.
Yeah, I think so. I think everything is broke.
Yep.
Want to start scooping?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I will move over, obviously, and it doesn't necessarily matter to me, but I'll kind of move over this way and we'll kind of stay out of each other and just kind of work it. I always think it's good to at least find 100%er to start on.
Yeah. Look at all the tiny rocks.
All right, I got a hundo over here. I guess I'll try and cook that guy first, maybe, right for?
Why not?
Yeah, we'll start scooping. We'll see how it goes. We're off to the races.
Scooping.
Scooping. It's 85. I'm not gonna look that. I'm not gonna scan all these rocks and come back to that 85 though. 85 definitely meets the. I'm not getting a uni out of this, and not worried about getting a uni out of this. But I would like to get some high percentages, and it's tough to turn down an 85.
Are stealth prospector builds worth it? I mean, if you've got a mining laser hitting a rock on the dark side of a planet, you can see that fucking thing from space. So a stealth prospector build, is it worth it? I think not. There might be arguments to say otherwise, but in my opinion, I don't think that it is.
And the one thing I will say, Blade, is you can go to the air in Halo, and it's like you have more of a chance of getting bit by a polar bear and struck by lightning that day than someone's going to find you.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
the probability of that is pretty. You can always. Lyria is pretty. People know Lyria's meta, and they kind of hang out on Lyria if they want to do that type of thing. But you know, you can definitely, if I felt really kind of under pressure for a little while, and you definitely do feel under pressure sometimes, right? Especially when you just get missiled in the backside. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and we've all been there a little bit. But you could always just retreat to the Iron Halo for a few runs and enjoy the anonymity of that.
Now keep in mind there, Iron Halo doesn't have any rocks over 5122.
Yep.
But there are good concentrations. There's a lot of money to be made in that Halo.
Absolutely.
I did get some unis in the Halo, but it's really far between.
Yeah. I mean, it's you travel a lot more to find. You know what I'm saying? Like it's further to travel. Like when you're on this moon, everything's right here. It can't go anywhere. There's only so much space that it can go. On that Halo, like there's millions of miles that you can travel. You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yep.
But yeah.
So there is some tailings over here still, which I think I'm probably gonna grab if there's a 50%er.
Is there a lot of quant there in the Halo? Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
There is a lot of quant in the Halo, absolutely. Except not with 3 rock clusters, apparently.
You will. Boy, there's. I guess I'll just.
We proved that wrong. We went through like 6 3-rock clusters and didn't find a single thing.
Yeah.
On the Halo.
I found a 9 rock cluster in the Halo. Nothing.
No, but I just mean as a meta, as a rule, a 3-rock cluster in the Halo will not contain Quantanium.
Not even a double.
I'm not sure about a double. I just heard about 3.
Yeah, I got some doubles, nothing. And I got clusters, nothing. It's just a. I'm guessing luck.
Bit of a crapshoot. Yep.
You'll definitely have to travel way more than on
But
Lyria.
there's places where there's better concentrations. Like there's better concentrations in the Halo. Like where I like to go from Crew L1 to Arc L5. Stop it at 14.1 million away, and there's I go to Crusader and then to Arc L5. But if you go at 14.1, you drop out at 14.1. It's a really good concentration, and I found some really good. That's where I cut my teeth. That's where I learned how to prospect.
All right, so I'm gonna grab this last guy over here, and that's gonna fill me up, and I'm gonna be at 26 SCU. I did grab a little bit of the stuff over there. I wasn't looking to uni. Obviously, we both have mind here, so we want to be kind of share a little bit. But I think that whatever unis are in that other rock, I'm gonna kind of start heading out.
Okay, that is not a saber.
55% here.
Oh, he went and swapped it out.
Yeah.
Is that an ion? Yeah, that's the ion. Oh,
Yeah.
I love the ion before the nerf.
Thank you, Nine, for doing that. That's really cool, man.
No worries.
I will just kind of bleed out, but you got some Overwatch right there, 7-4, and that's awesome. Yeah, Blade, you going to you have the complete anonymity. The Halo is not as consistent with Quantanium as Lyria, but there's lots of Quantanium there to be had, and it's just something that you should learn to do. But if I felt pressure in any way, situation, I would absolutely just mine the Halo all day, and I would just accept the fact that I may not make as much, but I still will, still make plenty, and then I'm kind of full anonymity is a good thing.
Yeah, so if you have room for it, there's a 100%er right off.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, there's 100% here. You want me to take it?
Yeah, you're the only one left there to take it, so grab all the hundos you can, sir. Get yourself the highest concentrations you can. And I could have cherry-picked over that and got a uni. There's no question about it. but I thought wasn't necessarily fair to kind of just grab every uni and fly off, you know. So
No, it would be fine.
no, it's fine. Like the most important thing is as a group we're getting, you know, I'm not going to sneeze at 25 SCU. That's a solid run. So, and I didn't want you to have to go through and scan all those tailings yourself, you know.
Yeah, and I have filters, so
Yeah.
I,
Run
I'll
the
take
loot.
it.
Welcome to the channel. I only found Quant in 2, 5, and 7 rock clusters, never in 3, 4, and 6. That's, you know, I never really that's actually a very interesting thing. I'll think about that a little bit and maybe start jotting down the size of the clusters. Maybe there is a meta there. Kind of interesting.
Remember this. It's like
That's a
right.
good tip. That's worth looking into.
Yeah, no, I'm going to jot that down, Run the Loot. Thank you for that. I appreciate, you know, collectively we do better as a group than we ever could possibly do by ourselves.
that one is hidden.
Yeah, it's right under everything. Sitting at 100 over here once you move on to this rock.
Oh, there's not. There are 2 hidden there. Holy crap! Hold on.
Dustin Brannon, welcome to the channel. He says, I'll keep that in mind. That's a good tip, isn't it, Dustin?
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I just got locked. Is that you?
I
I didn't target you.
Oh, I'm gonna move. I have a bigger signature than you, and they'll chase me down if anything.
Please
So
proceed to assign
let me
landing
get out of the
bay.
way.
Interesting. If you need to straight line 7-4 and get out of there, well, how much do you have on board right now?
12.
You might. You still, though, but judgment's the better part of valor. If you listen to 9, if he tells you to bug out, bug out.
Yeah. I'll do that.
I'll just give you some space so that if they discover me, they won't discover you yet.
Landing gear down.
Yeah, I see him. I'm gonna intercept and see what they want.
Interesting.
They'll see an ion and say, "Oh wait, maybe not."
It's a mole.
Scooping as much as you
Oh, it's a mole. So he's just
Yeah,
out.
we're good.
He's just out mining.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's cool because it's just a coincidence like that. That's
But
all right.
you know what, though? This stream worked out great today. There's a perfect example of why Overwatch is so critical. You know, when you do this kind of stuff, and we run blind a lot. We run without it. We run kind of thin a lot. But you know, we had somebody on the streams mention that they had already been pirated. 9 was generous enough to spend some time with us today. That is a very, very perfect example of why, you know, that Ion is a great ship. You know, bigger signature than the Prospector, and you know, really any kind of Overwatch, anybody who can intercept and give you some eyes and ears and give you an opportunity to flee, it's obviously it's huge. So, you know, one of the things that I think it makes the game far more exciting. It's not safe in the verse. It's not safe.
Nope.
You know, and so one of the things that it's far more exciting because it's not safe. I don't want it to be safe. I want it to be the Wild West. I think it just makes it way funner. I mean, am I going to get blown up a few times and lose some money? You bet I am. But it's an incredibly more fun game when there's a little potential combat tension and
A little danger involved.
yeah, absolutely. So
I think I was just gonna say one real quick thing. Like if you are getting targeted like that, and you might, you know, the best thing to do is have your next spot already pre-planned for your quantum jump. So get your Arc L1 already in there, so that all you have to do is scooch up 2,000 meters and you can move. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And if they get in on you and they bang one of those things that are going to dampen your quantum, you know, you were never getting out of there anyways.
No, that's true, but I'm just saying. It just,
No, you're absolutely right. Pre-planning, I couldn't agree more. You know, having your pre-flight ready, thinking about your escape route just in case. You're absolutely right. 1,000% right.
Oh, 24 STUs? Oh, look at that.
It's something that I notice that I get complacent on. I don't usually plan my route until after my load is full, but it's not a bad idea to have the escape plan. 100%.
I agree with that 100%. So I've only done it one other time in the chat today, but I will use some elevator time. Shameless plug time. If any of you are interested, we do have a link in the description for a little app called QuantCalc, which will calculate how much SCU is in a rocket. It's very efficient, very quick. It's only $1. Please, we're looking. It's kind of in an early adoption phase, so we're looking for people to pick it up, give it some feedback, and let us know how that tool could be better. But it's a great little tool. I mean, it's super fun. It's on the Google Play Store. Once again, there's a link in the description. Also, SpectreFleet.space. There's a link in the description. As you can see, as we kind of rolled along today, we picked up 7.4, we picked up 9. Excellent demonstration of the way the organization works. Super competent, cohesive, professional, fun. Not a lot of drama in our org. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't stick around, and I don't think anybody would. And so there's really next to no drama in our org for the most part, and good group of guys. So I always like to mention that as well. So it is one of those things as we kind of get towards the tail end of the stream here that I like to say at least one time, just so people know that there's there's good group out there that just wants to help, wants you to have a better experience. Cool, Dynex. I'll confirm this. So I'm going to see what I have cooking in the hopper here. Let's see, 26, 21, 27. And then today's 20, 21, and 25. So not too bad. Got 100 and probably 120 or so SCU cooking in the hopper.
Sounds like a freelancer.
Yeah, that does sound like a freelancer. How are you working out 7.4 on this pull?
Well, considering I have 3 cooking at the time and already 12 done,
Hey, back again, I see.
that's a lot of math.
Well, and no problem. But how are you doing on this particular run? What's your
On this one, well, I got a.
how much SCU do you have on board right now?
Right now it's 20. Let me take a look. Let a look. 24. 24. Then I had a 26. The last one, or was it 28? 28. And then the 31 I had before.
Awesome.
The first one before I joined you. So that's what, almost 7 today.
Awesome. Nicely done.
At least, or close to.
This is the weirdest animation on this drink I've ever had.
Yeah, usually you can just hold it and it goes.
Yeah, I just wanted over and over again. I wanted me to take a sip. I'm gonna do that again and see if that's just some weird different.
I think you're going to be happy with that.
Come on, just power chug it.
Finding everything all right?
Well, usually it does.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't doing it on it. It did this time. It was just a.
Are you already back at the station there, 74?
I'm about to. Waiting for permission. There we go. And as usual, it gives me the furthest pad from me. All. Like I have one right there, empty. Why are you sending me the opposite side?
Is there small arms here?
There is. Well, I know when you say small arms, do you mean like a sidearm?
Handgun?
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty. Arc L1 has. It's cool. If you go to the Galleria, there's a armor shop and a gun shop right next to each other. They have P4s and that kind of stuff. I don't think there's any sidearms though.
No, you can't get pistols, but you can get rifles and shotguns.
Yep, sniper rifles, and then there's dust up. I think is the best kind of armor to get your hands on here, which isn't great, but it's it's cool. I like it because
I like dust up armor. It looks good.
I like it too. Well, and the other side of it is it's right next to each other, so it's super handy. Like you don't have to run around to get to the two different areas. So I am in a 7.4. I'm going to wait for you to kind of get down here to the refinery, and then I think we're probably going to sign off for the day. We've had just a wonderful stream here.
Glad that could help.
You landed already? Getting close?
Well, I'm waiting for the elevator.
Oh, nice. So you're already on. You're on deck already.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, with that in mind, a couple of things I want to say today. Number one, 9, thank you so much for joining. That was awesome. 7-4, thank you so much for joining. That was awesome. We really got to display a little bit more integrated gameplay than we normally get to on the stream, and so that makes it cool, you know. And we got some shots that we normally don't get to do on the stream. Some external vision stuff because we're so busy mining, we don't always get to look at the beauty. A little bit of security stuff as well. Had a little kind of, hey, what's going on there? But it ended up being a mole, which was great. Also, there was a lot of new faces on the stream today, and I want to say to you guys, thank you for joining. Please do like and subscribe. We don't have a regular schedule quite yet for the stream, but there will be eventually. And then, like I said, QuantCalc, SpecterFleet.space. Check those things out if you're interested. If you have any questions about those, please come look me up. The link for Discord is in the channel. And I just, can't thank you all enough. It was a beautiful way to start the Saturday, or end it for some of you. Thank you for visiting, and we'll see you all around the verse.
See anything you like?